Thank you. Well, if you've been like locked in a room somewhere, I'm sure you haven't been, but if you have, much music has been entertaining you because we have delivered 6 hours of Madonna. We like to call it simply a Madonna-thon, baby. We even played Justify My Love. Yeah, yes, we did. Yeah. And, you know, if that wasn't enough, we thought it was important to cap off the evening by having the lady herself to hang out with us and to interact with you guys tonight, Madonna. Yes. So, how you feeling? How are you?
Theater in the round.
Yes, it certainly
Good.
is.
I'm very well.
You doing all right?
Just want to make sure what's going on back there.
All right, well, you know what? Let me just fill you in, all right? Because tonight's a very special evening because Much Music, we're bouncing across the nation with this, L-I-V-E. And we're also bouncing to Much USA. And it's also simulcasting to all the viewers in the Music Plus area. Plus, we decided to bring up all the way from Montreal, hang out with us, the lovely and beautiful and the talented Genevieve. How are you? Music Plus, where is she?
I'm fine, dude. I'm up here. I'm right up here. Hello, Madonna. It's a pleasure for me to be here. I'm surrounded by fans who are dying to ask you a question, Madonna. And some of these fans are from Montreal. They came all the way from Montreal, and they are contest winners. And what they had to do to be here was to come up with the best question they could for you. And some other people could ask questions by phone, by fax, or by email. So you never know what they're going to ask. Are you up for it?
I'm up for it.
You're up for it. Good. So here's how you can ask your question to Madonna.
Talk to Madonna live and Much. For questions and comments, the toll-free number to call is 1-800-265-MUCH. That's 1-800-265-6824. By fax, the number to call is area code 416-591-MUCH. That's area code 416-591-6824. You can also communicate by email. The address is madonna@muchmusic.com.
Well, that's how you can get in touch with Madonna live and Much, all right? And I get the first question. There you go. So, first of all, it's an honor tonight to have you sitting here. And I guess what strikes me first is the fact that what it has actually taken you to come around to this point. And part of that, what kind of helped me out was actually the first single off the Ray of Light. Here's New CD. There you go. I'm sure everyone got the CD? The first track was Drowned World Substitute for Love, and the first line was, I traded fame for love. Is this love?
This is a song about my relationship with fame.
Right.
And it's kind of like reflecting on my past and coming to terms with the idea that there was a time in my life when I thought that being famous was going to give me everything I needed, and then realizing that, while it's really great and you know, I've had a lot of great experiences because of it, it does not take the place of true love.
Right. Now, in terms of the love for your fans, I mean, you don't do this on a regular.
No.
So what has brought you to this point in terms of, like, you know, having the, I guess, is it this comfortableness with yourself in terms of saying, hey, you want to maybe share a little bit more?
Well, I think my career, my life, sometimes it's hard to separate the two. I've been on an incredible journey. I've learned a lot, and I feel like I've had a lot of really enlightening experiences lately in the past couple of years, and I feel like I want to share that with my fans, with people that listen to my music.
Also, there's a very spiritual thread throughout the album, and I'm sure that spiritual thread obviously comes from you.
Yeah.
What have you gone through to get to that spiritual base?
Have I gone
We have an hour.
Life? Well, just being famous for 15 years is like a real, like, you know, that's like going to the school of hard knocks, basically. But I mean, first and foremost, having a baby is just a huge, cataclysmic experience that will forever change me for the good. And being responsible for another person's life, you know, suddenly you feel, you have to sort of take a step back and say, okay, what am I all about? What do I have to say? What am I on this earth for, and what am I going to teach my daughter? And I'm sure that was like the biggest change for me.
Now, you've expressed yourself sexually, publicly. in the past.
And privately.
And privately. I didn't want to go there, but now you're here to express yourself spiritually.
Yeah.
Do you feel people like I've actually talked to a lot of people over the year, and I believe there's a certain spiritual energy
Going on for everybody, by
going
the
on
way.
for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're, coming to the millennium and, the end of a century. To live from the end of one into another is a really important thing, and it's time for everybody to kind of take stock in what they've done, look back at what's happened to us personally and on a global scale, and I think people are really searching for the deeper meaning of life.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're also going to talk about the album, Ray of Light, because we are going to come back here because you know what? Madonna is live in Munch. Come on back. Well, we are back here because tonight's a very special evening we like to call Madonna Live in Munch. And so I listened to the album, Ray of Light, and for
you
me,
like it?
huh?
Did you like it?
Yes, I did. I did. You know, yeah, no, I didn't think
You
that
don't
hit.
have to say that. By
No,
the
you know what? I tell you straight up. I wouldn't tell you it was like terrible, but this is what I did like about it. Okay, for me, it was an emotional voyage.
Yeah.
And I say that because after the hour, you're going to realize how we're connected. But
Okay.
Whoa, okay. But no, I related to a lot of things that came from the record. One of the biggest things was the fact that my son now is 11 months old. I lost my father 2 weeks before he was born. So that emotional bond.
Healing experience.
It is a healing experience.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing that I picked up from the record was the fact that the 12th cut was Little Star, which I believe is dedicated to your daughter.
Yeah.
And the 13th track is a very dark and haunting track,
Yeah.
Girl, which is dedicated to your mother.
Well, yeah, it's dealing with the death of my mother,
Yeah.
but also dealing with the whole concept of death in general, and letting go.
Was it a coincidence that the two tracks are back to back?
There are no coincidences.
All right. How have you dealt with that in terms of have you said goodbye to your mother? Like how have you? I mean.
Well, instead of looking at it, thinking about my mother's death and feeling sorry for myself and thinking of myself as a victim and I've lost out on so many incredible experiences, I've tried to turn it around and say, okay, probably if she did live, I would have had an entirely different life and a different experience. So I turned a negative into a positive, and I think I made an incredible life for myself, which I may not have if I had a mother. So
Now it's time to interact. It's time to bounce into the crowd and check out Genevieve. She has a question for you.
Yes, we're right here. There's Philip here from Montreal who has a question for you, Madonna. What's your question?
Hi, Madonna. My question is, being in the midst of the award season with the Grammys being last week and the Oscars coming up, do awards mean anything anymore, being that you've won so many?
first of all, I haven't won so many. Let's just clear that up. But my reward or my award is making a great record, and then having everybody really be into it and excited by it. I mean, you can't replace that with any award. So.
And Joanne also has a question for you. Hi, Madonna.
Nice eyeshadow.
Cool, eh? Okay, you're one of the very few people that's achieved as much as you've achieved. One can say you've done it all. So what do you see yourself doing in the future? What new barriers do you want to break?
Well, I don't think I've done it all. I think that if I look back at everything that I've accomplished, I feel like it's that much of what I want to do. And I'm a creative person. I have an artistic soul, and there's more to learn, more to know. I'm going to keep on making music and asking questions and being a revolutionary in my own way. So.
Is there enough of 24 hours in a day for everything you want to do?
No.
No.
I think we should start. We should change it and start a new law and have 48 hours to every day.
48 hours a day.
Don't you think? Yeah.
And what is still the motivation to do so much?
The motivation? Because I mean, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. There's so much to learn and experience. Just joy of life, really.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Genevieve. We're going to be bouncing back there again. So one of the concepts that we have here is called Speaker's Corner on the Road. What we do is we bounce all over. We're in touch with the whole nation. And we have these little booths. You go in there, you drop in a loonie, and you ask your question. And we have a question from a Speaker's Corner on the Road. Comes from Halifax. So listen up.
Hi Madonna, my name is Chad. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Basically, I just wanted to know when you first became interested in the electronica sound. On your new album, it's very vibrant, and I just wanted to know if you first became interested in it when you sang the song that Bjork wrote for you on your Bedtime Stories album.
And now it's time for my answer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much true. I mean, working with Nellie Hooper and doing that collaboration with Bjork really kind of set me off in that direction.
Right.
So I would say, yeah. But I do think that the roots of electronic music is dance music anyway, so it's not that far away from.
And you also hooked up with William Orbit. Sorry, William
Yes.
Orbit. But there was you enlisted a few other producers as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Goldie and Tricky. I mean, were they?
Well, I asked.
Oh, you asked them. But did they get back to you, or?
Well, Tricky
Wait,
Tricky didn't get back to me. His manager did. See, he said that he was busy working on his record, and Goldie got back to me and said he wanted to work with me. I sent him some demos, and he said he fell in love with this one song in particular, and then he never called me back. Right. So he wasn't being very professional. I don't know.
Have to shut old Goldie down.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? We have an email question for you, and it comes from Mira Singh from Montreal. I noticed in your new video that you were sporting henna designs on your hands. That's a tradition from weddings in India. Is it just a fashion statement, or does it mean something more to you?
Well, first of all, it's called Mindy, and it could be a fashion statement, but it's also a ritual of love. And it's supposed to bring you luck and love in your life. So, I got into it. Yeah. It means something to me.
Does it mean so? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Also, we have a fact for you. And this is a long fact. It's going to be hard to break it down. I'll try to break it down. You've said that you think that a lot of criticism about your sexually explicit material like sex and erotica is because you're a woman. Exactly. Okay. Women taking control of erotic images is so incredibly subversive because in our culture, men usually control the image of women's sexuality for their pleasure and reserve the structure of power. You still with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Women owning and constructing their sexuality is considered threatening in our culture.
Yes.
What do you do? What you do is so powerful because you open up the possibility for women to be involved in the production of their erotic images. What advice can you give to women, maybe even Lola in the future, who have to fight through the system for control over their images? You're an inspiration. Romy.
Well, okay, Romy. You go, girl. My advice is just that if you really believe in something, then you've got to stick to your guns. That's all there is to it. You know?
Okay.
Never back down.
All right.
And just know that if you're going to be a trailblazer or a pioneer or a revolutionary in any way, then you're going to go through periods where you're not very popular. So if you can accept that, then you can do it.
All right. We're going to go to the phones, and we have on the line Raymond. How you doing, Raymond?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thanks. A little hot in here, but doing fine. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Moncton, New Brunswick.
All right, and you have a question for Madonna tonight?
Yes. First, I'd just like to say I love your new album. I think it's the greatest you've put out to date. I find that, like Master T said earlier, that you take us on a spiritual journey throughout the various songs. And the press has claimed that, you've sort of been reborn with this album, and through the last couple of years with the birth of Lourdes and the making of Evita. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, had you not made Evita and had Lourdes not been born, would you be at the same place you were 4 years ago during Human Nature, or would you still have come to this new spiritual plateau one way or another?
I'm not sure if I would have come to this particular spiritual plateau, but I can assure you that I would never stay in the same place. I never have, and I never will.
You just keep on moving.
Yeah.
All right, Raymond.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, enjoy the rest of the show.
No problem, I will.
All right, well, you know what? We've had people... What was that? We've had people standing outside since like 11 p.m. last evening. Oh, yeah, they know we're bouncing out there. So what we're going to do, we're going to hook up with Genevieve. She's outside and she has a question for you.
Hear me? I'm right here, right now. It's snowing right now in Toronto, and there are people who have been here all day. How long have you been here? Sorry? You've been here a long time?
Yeah, a long time. Since about 1.
Now, someone has a question for you, Madonna. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Madonna. My name is Scott.
Can you see Scott?
Hi, Madonna. It's Scott.
What's your question, Scott?
I was just wondering, do you sing in the shower? And if you do you sing your own music or somebody else's?
Did you get that?
Very, very personal question. I do sing in the shower. I do. I like to sing Frank Sinatra songs in the shower.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
A particular favorite one?
My Way.
Oh, cool. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna when we come back, we're gonna hook up a shower, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We're gonna have lots more with Madonna live in much. So come on back. Here, Madonna live in much, and you just actually checked out a Madonna minute, and the last thing you said there, absolutely no regrets.
That's right.
Did you mean that?
Of course I mean it.
So, but actually that was a difficult time for you around the book, around the album, around the movie, and apparently you've actually said that you hit rock bottom. You hit rock bottom around that time. What was rock bottom for you? Like, I mean, some people go into like a drunken stupor. What happened to you?
No.
No, I know that happened to you. But
I don't drink or take drugs. But I just in terms of my feelings about humanity, because I just felt like people were so threatened by what I said and what I did that they just unleashed all of their fear and anger at me, and it was a really tough time. I mean, I had to really work hard to rise above it and not take it personally.
I mean, you really pushed the envelope then, though. I mean, when you look back at it, or did you just...
That's what I'm here for, push the envelope.
All right. Almost got arrested in Toronto.
I've returned to the scene of the crime.
Yes, very nice. Very nice. All right. Okay, let's move on. We have a phone call.
I think we should invite those policemen in.
I think, yeah, we should. But you know what the problem is? There's probably no more wristbands. I think they're all done. All right, Joey's on the line. How you doing, Joey?
Hello.
How are you? Where are you calling from, Joey?
I'm calling from Scarborough.
All right, Scarborough, Ontario. What's your question for Madonna tonight?
Ciao, Madonna. Welcome to Canada.
Ciao.
Ciao, Bella. Woo!
Ciao, amore.
Oh, hey, woo. Do you have any plans for dinner?
Okay, Joey.
Okay. Yeah. My question is, throughout your career, you've worked with some really talented producers, Babyface, Foster, you know them. Why is it a duet never came about with another recording artist? I'm just wondering. Any you'd like to work with, or presently?
No.
No. Oh.
No, because I can't. I mean, it's like I can't ever get into that. Okay, I'll sing this verse. Okay, you sing that verse. I like to. I don't even like to listen to duets. I want to hear one voice, one point of view.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we enjoy you, so.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, Joey. Thanks.
Okay, ciao.
Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, we're going to check out Genevieve. She has more questions in the audience. Where at, Genevieve?
Right here.
All right.
The game tonight is Where's Genevieve? I'm here right now. Okay, what's your name?
Marco.
Marco. What's your question for Madonna?
Bonjour Madonna, ça va bien?
Bien. Tu poses la question en français?
Non, je juste vais dire bonjour. First, I have to thank you because you're the person who taught me to love myself and to accept myself, and I'll always be grateful for that. My question was, you've been the queen of pop for years, and I want to know, when you make a song, do you wish it goes to #1? Do you still want to be queen of pop, or do you just make a song because it's what you feel and what you like?
It's a combination of a lot of things. First, it comes from, is it from my heart, and is it what I feel? Okay, and is it my truth? Okay, that's #1. And then #2, I want it to reach other people's hearts. So that's my goal. It's, you know, getting to people in an emotional way, not #1, not charts, but emotional connection.
And now we have a question here. What's your name?
I'm Dominic. Hi, Madonna.
Hi.
I was wondering what caused you to come back to Toronto after the incident. After the incident.
I've been back since then, honey. Believe me.
What,
Do you have second thoughts?
Yeah, second thoughts. Do you have
About what?
Back here?
Did you have second thoughts on coming back to Toronto after the Bondivision
No.
tour? No.
Mm-mm. I would like to meet those police officers, though. Like I said.
What I would like to know is, after doing Evita and all that, you could have chosen many directions for a new album. What pushed you to go very much into electronic music and go that far into it?
Because that's what I've been listening to for the past couple of years, and that's what I'm really into. And I wanted to make a record that I wanted to listen to.
Because that's the kind of music you listen to now.
Yeah, and I think it's the music of the future.
You seem to prefer British music and European music now,
Yeah.
as opposed to American music.
Well, I think more innovative stuff is coming from that side of the planet, and I'm really inspired by a lot of British and European artists, so I usually end up working with people from England.
So William Orbit was a perfect guy for you to do this album?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's a loner. How was it to hook up with him in the studio?
Well, the thing about William is that I don't think it was by choice. I think he's a really shy person, and he just gravitated to working by himself. But he's really come out of his shell, I assure you.
I guess so. To you too.
All right, thank you. We're going to bounce back on the road. We're going to take a speaker's corner question all the way from Vancouver, BC. Let's check it out.
Hi, it's Karen in Vancouver, and I have a question for Madonna. Madonna, through your music and movies, you've become a true female icon. Is there another female icon that you have related to through the course of your career?
Oi. Well, I've related to lots of different female icons for many, many reasons. Anyone from, Marlene Dietrich to Frida Kahlo to Martha Graham, Tina Modotti, Princess Diana. I mean, like I said, for lots of different reasons I've related to them.
How did Princess Diana's death affect you? I mean, it hit everyone, in a very heavy way. I mean,
Yeah.
But how did it personally kind of hit you?
Well, I mean, believe me, I've been chased down that tunnel, that very same tunnel, by many paparazzi on bikes, and not just there, all over the world. And I've often said, God, somebody's going to have an accident sometime, because everyone's just behaving in such a reckless way. And unfortunately, it had to happen to her. But it also made me really stop and take stock in the whole concept of being famous and what a dangerous time it is right now to be famous.
All right. We have an email question for you. You have explored Latin influences in your music and Middle Eastern influences on your Ray of Light album, but you haven't tapped into your Italian heritage. You have stated on several occasions that you are proud of your ethnicity. Do you plan to incorporate that into your music?
Well, I just want you to know that I'm learning Italian art songs with my voice teacher, okay? Italian art songs.
Okay.
All right? So I am staying in touch with my ethnicity. It's just that I haven't made a record of it yet.
Okay. And it's a two-parter. Rolling Stone had their Women of Rock and Roll tribute last year, of which Courtney Love, Tina Turner, and yourself were featured on the cover.
Yes.
What do you think is your greatest contribution to rock and roll? And this comes from Garrett.
My greatest contribution?
To rock
That I
and-
survived it.
Okay. And the struggle continues. Is it a struggle?
Every day's a struggle. Yeah. I mean, I have fun. I enjoy it, but it's a struggle.
Okay, we're gonna hook up with Genevieve again, and she has another audience question. Genevieve?
There are different speakers' corners all over the country. But the grandmother of them all, original speakers' corner is right here at the corner of Queen and John. And there's a question from someone back in there.
Hi, Madonna. Considering the harsh and often unfair criticism you've received in the past, are you at all surprised by the positive comments being made by those same critics?
Surprised? Am I surprised?
Surprised by the positive critics.
I won't lick a gift horse in the mouth. That's all I have to say.
I mean, what do you think about the other critics? I mean, because you do something and bang, there's obviously a lot
reaction
of
to it.
reaction, and people are loving, they're feeling this record.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that people are into it, but I always say, you know, I never get too. I try to stay detached from what critics say, because if you buy into the good stuff, then you end up getting hurt by the bad stuff. So it's, you know, I'm grateful. Thank you very much. But I'm more interested in what my fans think and people that buy my record.
Cool. Well, when we come back, we've got more phone calls, we've got more emails, we've got more faxes, we've got more studio questions in the Must Music environment, because we are here kicking it out with Madonna live in Much. But let's talk about the fact that your humanitarian efforts, do you think they become overshadowed by Madonna the entertainer? I mean, do people really look at you and recognize you, or is it?
I think so. I mean, I think people. I mean, at the end of the day, if I influence people with my music and I have some sort of a positive effect on somebody, then that's kind of a humanitarian effect, anyways, isn't it?
Yeah. And obviously you touch a lot of lives. I mean, there's a lot of people here that I'm sure have a lot of stories, and you must see when you travel as well, when people come up to you and share their experiences.
Yeah. Well, that's my great, like I said, that's the reward for me, not an award I could win. So.
Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to check out Genevieve. She has an email question for you. So, Genevieve.
Well, it's not an email question. It's a question from someone right here beside me. And I'm here now. I'm right here now. What's your question from Madonna?
Hi, Madonna, over here. My name's Karen. My question for you is, in the future, I mean a really long time from now, how would you like to be remembered?
A really long time from now?
Yeah, a really long time from now.
Oh, God, how would I like to be remembered? I don't know.
Beautiful and talented. Trailblazer?
Yeah, trailblazer, pioneer, revolutionary, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
All of the above.
All of the best, yeah.
Do you want to talk to us a bit about
Freedom fighter,
oh,
yes.
Good. Do you want to talk to us a bit about your daughter? What kind of little girl is she? Does she make you laugh?
Does she make me laugh?
Yeah?
Oh my God, yes.
She's funny?
Every time I look at her, she's got a very mischievous sense of humor.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like if she's not supposed to touch something, she has this thing about the humidifier. She has to take the top off the humidifier and stick her hand in it. And I always say, no, no, no. And so now she goes over to it, she puts her hand in it, and she goes, no, no, no. I'm like, oh.
Does she already pick her clothes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. She loves shoes, clothes, jewelry, and makeup.
Wow.
Yes.
Like her mother.
Yes.
Like her mother. Just one last question. You've been wearing a red bracelet since a little while.
Yeah.
I was really curious to know what it means to you.
It's to ward off evil eye and evil tongue.
Wow. Does it work?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. It's working.
Good. Back to you, T.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take another phone call. Hi, Paul.
Hello, Madonna.
And
I've been a fan of yours since the Borderline video came out, and...
Hey, isn't this the same guy? It's the same accent.
It sounds like it.
Same guy?
Now, what's your name?
Paul.
Say ciao.
Ciao.
See?
Sounds like
No, it's not the same guy. I'm calling from Edmonton.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
I can take a joke. I would have brought you some Starburst candies if I was there. I heard you like Starburst
I
candies.
do, and I've got a whole bowl full of candy. Thank you.
We're hooked up, baby, right here.
Oh,
It's
that's
all right.
good.
But thanks for thinking
Thanks
of
for
me.
sending them in, baby.
Hopefully one day I'll have the chance to see you in concert. My question for you, on a typical day off from work, how do you like to spend your day?
Well, sleeping is good. I just like to do really normal things. I like to hang out with my daughter, watch a movie.
Favorite movie right now?
Favorite movie right now?
Yeah.
No. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah?
Because it's about something. Sorry, we got off the track, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where are you? Hello?
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, so yeah, like watching movies, you know, just eating junk food, hanging out with my friends, stupid stuff,
That's good.
normal stuff.
All right, Paul.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Good luck to your new album, Madonna. I love it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We're going to have some candy on you, babe. All right. Now, I had a hot tamale.
Yum, did you like it?
I wasn't big on the hot tamale.
I'm sorry, baby.
Okay.
Let's see. How about a Starburst?
I like Starburst.
Okay, I'll get you one.
Can you get my favorite? Okay, you have to pick my favorite color, though.
Okay, but don't forget to floss afterwards.
Okay. All right. Good work. That's what I asked. My favorite color. Wow, there you go. All right, hold on. What are you having?
Spheroids. What are
That's
these?
a big gum. All right, hold on. Let me just fill this Starburst
Very
in here.
big.
Oh. There you go.
Good look.
Oh, good.
Good look, right?
Very attractive.
Oh my God.
Ah. All right. You know what? We have a French email
Incidentally,
question.
I'm really a big fan of this environment.
So we're gonna check out Genevieve. Hit her with the question. Is email or just in-house question?
Yes, yes, I have a question here from Nadia. Nadia is from Quebec, so she'll ask her question in French. You might need time before
I have
you
a
answer.
brick in my mouth. I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay, I feel so
You
much
okay?
better now.
OK. Bonjour, Madonna.
Bonjour.
Je veux savoir si tu avais un pouvoir politique, a political power, at the Congress in Washington, and you have the possibilities to make a law.
Make
a
a law?
new law. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What it will be.
That everybody's private life is nobody's business.
What did you think about the Clinton scandal?
It's ridiculous. I don't want to know about it. I don't care. Leave Bill alone.
I wanted to ask you, what ideas does this new album inspire you for touring?
Well, I'm thinking Indian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Indian.
Indian.
Yeah, Indian dancing.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You have another name called Veronica Electronica. Is that an alter ego? Is that a character?
Well, Veronica's one of my middle names.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was an alternative title. I was thinking of calling my record Veronica Electronica.
Okay.
And changed my mind.
Change your mind. Thank you.
A woman's prerogative.
Certainly is. I'm not going to argue. All right, you know what we're going to do is when we come back, we're going to have lots more candy, and we're going to hang out with Madonna live and much, so come on back. Well, that was a Madonna Minute, and Madonna Minute on You Can Dance. And now that was one of your first loves, right? Dancing.
Yes.
And you actually got into the Alvin Ailey dance troupe.
The junior company.
Junior company?
Never made it to the first company.
Yeah. But I mean, still, I mean, that's quite an accomplishment because
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an easy troupe to get into.
Nope.
And so, what was that experience like for you?
But the audition?
Yeah. Well, the actual troupe and.
Well, that's originally when I went to New York. That my very first dream was to get into the Alvin Ailey Dance Company, And I literally went there and had no money and no place to stay and no friends, and the day before the audition. So it was a pretty ballsy move, and I got
You've done a lot of ballsy moves,
yeah,
right?
that was the beginning.
That was just the beginning?
Yeah, and it was very nerve-wracking, but like my whole life was hinging on getting into that company, or getting a scholarship to the school, not into the company, which I did, thank God.
Right.
So I could stay.
Okay, so we're gonna do, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna bounce to the phones. We have Ashley on the line. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Where are you calling from?
Stony Plain.
Okay. Then your question for Madonna is?
Hi, Madonna.
Hi.
My question is, what was your favorite video to do and why?
My favorite video to do, where I suffered the least, probably the video for Take a Bow. Because it was just, because we were in such a beautiful place in Spain, and that bullfighter was gorgeous, thank you very much. And it was just really comfortable. There was no suffering. I really enjoyed myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to check out Genevieve. She has a question for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, are you still interested in transforming yourself, or you feel you've done it so much? Does it get tiring, or you're still into transforming yourself?
I don't think that I'm transforming myself. I think that I'm growing and I'm changing, and the way I look and the music that I write is a reflection of that. So I'll never grow tired of changing and growing.
We have a question here. What's your name?
Jason. Hi, Madonna.
Hello.
My question for you is, as a fan, we see the image Madonna, willing to take on new situations and issues, but we don't know the person Madonna. And as a person, how do you overcome your fears and anxieties, or how have you overcome them being a celebrity?
Well, having really good friends in my life has helped me overcome a lot. You know, being able to call somebody up at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, you know, I'm freaking out, I can't sleep, and having somebody talk me, back down to like reality, and telling me how irrational I'm behaving, and that helps. Friends, really, and my daughter, just look at her and I come back down to earth.
Now, I mean, we've talked about fame, and like if you could be totally anonymous for one day, I'm gonna put you in New York City. I'm gonna give you $20. No one's gonna know who you are. What would you do?
With $20?
$20. No,
it's not gonna buy me anything.
I know you like your designer stuff, and you like to work. You like the clothes stuff. I'm gonna give you $20.
I guess I go to a flea market because like they see me coming and they jack up the price. Yeah.
You go to flea market?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll give you 25. All right, we have email question. In your role as CEO of Maverick, what would your response be if Alanis Morissette came to you this year with her new recording and it featured a selection of traditional Polish folk songs? Would you support your artist and release it with no questions asked? Good luck with the new record, David Willows of Toronto, Ontario.
Yes, I would.
Cool. Now, I know you're into yoga. I mean, are you doing as much fitness as well? I mean,
no,
is it strictly yoga
only.
All right. Now, is there a position you can just like bounce into? Oh no, could you go?
I can't do that on
You can't?
TV.
Well, could you teach me something? Could you show me something? I mean, the whole thing. Because I'm a kind of guy that needs to relax. Seriously, I get stressed out. I mean, how would I? I mean, I got long legs and everything.
Yeah.
Could you just throw me into a little something? Do I take my shoes off?
Probably.
Okay. I'm there.
Just kidding. You should get on the floor, though.
I'm on the floor.
Get on the floor.
Are you coming with me? Well, I don't know if you can. All right.
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Did I take my jacket off?
Actually, you know
I
what's
gotta take the jacket back. So
you should do is you should sit into a squat position, just
squat?
like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see how we can.
Because that stretches out your lower back. Now turn your feet this way.
Which way?
Straight forward.
Oh, straight forward?
Yeah. Now sit down.
Sit down on the floor?
No, don't let your butt touch the ground.
But how am I supposed to support myself?
You're not.
Oh.
Lean forward.
Oh, forward. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now put your hands in the prayer position.
Like
now
that?
breathe and relax. Okay? How does it feel?
It kind of hurts.
It hurts because you've been sitting in chairs too much.
Okay,
That's the first thing you have to do before you can get into the lotus position.
Okay,
It's opening up your back. You see, this is originally before chairs were designed and we became modern civilization.
Right.
That's how they squatted, right? They squatted to eat, they squatted to have babies, they squatted to do other things I don't want to talk about on TV.
But am I doing this wrong? Let me just
breathe.
You show me.
Well, you have to do ujjayi breathing. You have to breathe. Ujjayi.
Ujjayi?
Ujjayi.
Which guy?
Kiko breathing.
Kiko. Okay, you know what? Thank God he invented chairs, you know? Thank you, Madonna.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can I get some?
If you can't, here's the thing.
Okay.
If you can't squat or sit on the floor, then put one leg up.
Just like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Because sitting like this all day long really cuts off the circulation in your body here. So do that. Okay?
Well, I'll do that. I'll just do that for now. All right,
And then
Jen,
when you
where
get
are you?
really good at it, you can do
Come
this.
on over. Come on over. We're wrapping up.
Everyone has to sit.
My leg like this.
Oh, I say this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Madonna, we definitely, we want to thank you, all the people in the house. Thank you. We want to thank all the people at home, and we want to thank all the faxes, emails, questions, and you know what, Madonna, I want to thank you, and I wish you luck with a continued journey.
And I want to thank everybody here.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Have some candy?
Yes. Got some candy here. Where's my licorice?
We're going to pour candy out.
All right, who wants to start? I got Bubblicious. Yum.
I'm exhausted. Twizzlers. The whole bag? Cooties, yeah, all my cooties.
All right,
Oltre alla festa del pop, lei è un simbolo di intraprendenza, di coraggio musicale e comunque anche di indipendenza nelle scelte. E noi l'abbiamo registrata in questa breve conversazione con noi a Milano a novembre, a metà novembre, e lei è, pensate un po', la sua capa e si chiama Madonna. There she is.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Taratata. How are you?
I'm very well.
Yes?
Yep.
Let's go straight to the to this another incredibly successful year for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of awards and people enjoying your music once again. Did you expect it in first place? Did you think it was going to be such a great year?
Well, let's say I hoped it would be a good year, and I hoped that the record would be well received, but I don't have any expectations anymore because I've put out so many records and I've gotten so many different responses to different things I've done that it's impossible to know, how people are going to react to things.
Is it easy to always renew your image, character, music? Is it a hard thing to
No, because
keep up with?
it's always about being inspired in life and having new ideas and seeing new things that make you change your attitude towards life. as long as you stay alive and aware of the world around you, I think naturally you change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you think there is a particular reason why everything you do eventually turns into fashion, style, something that people imitate? Is it just the responsibility of your personality, character?
Well, it's not a responsibility. It's just something I do. I love fashion and I love to change. So, you know, I suppose, I mean, there are other people that influence culture as well, and fashion and things like that, and, you know, I'm happy to be one of them.
Do you always have to work on your, well, you're being Madonna. I don't think it's an easy thing to do well. You have to deal with a lot of things, I guess, which is not like what normal people would do.
Yeah.
Is it a very hard thing to do or not?
Is it hard to be me?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we can put it this way.
Well, listen, I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky. A lot of great things have happened to me in my life, in my career, but it came with a lot of hard work. So, like I said before, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, but ultimately I do love what I do.
There's a lot of spirituality in your music, very religious side of it, maybe. Where does it come from?
My spirituality? Well, it's definitely something that it's developed over the years. I mean, I was raised a Catholic. I've always been very interested in religious, but at the same time very rebellious against it, and very against organized religion and dogma, but still feeling like I was searching for my own personal spirituality. And over the years, through various studies and things that I've been interested in, I've come to realize that, you know, spirituality is a very important thing. But I think you have to go through a period where you reject your past and you reject the way you were raised and you reject the dogma that was pushed on you, and then you find your own way. And that's been a very important part of my life, especially the last couple of years, and it's also been a source of inspiration for me in terms of my work.
What is the thing you hate the most?
The thing I hate the most? I don't hate anything, really.
Nothing. What is the
No,
thing you love
hate
the
is
most?
it's really a waste of time, hate. What do I love the most? My daughter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alicia, was that a big change in your life? How did it have a big impact, big influence?
Well, you know, when you have a child, you don't think of yourself first anymore. So that's the biggest change. When you get up in the morning, the first thing you think of is someone else, not yourself. And I've lived, you know, in a world that was, you know, a very kind of self-absorbed world for so many years. You know, it's all me, 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 me. But now it's not that way, and I must say it's a great relief to not have to think about myself.
Let's go back to the music. Is it going to be a tour for this album?
I'm seriously considering it.
Right.
I mean, I've been saying it and saying it and saying it, and I've been putting it off because there were movies that I wanted to do, but I am interested in doing a short tour, you know, maybe 3 months next summer, so 99% sure.
Worldwide?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure I'll stop in Italy.
You started, a few years ago, you started this new business, which is Maverick, and your record company. And eventually it turned into a great success. And you discover talents like Alanis Morissette,
For instance,
like Deftones, like
Prodigy.
Michelle, and the Prodigy now in the US. Where does this need of scouting new artists came from? Where did it come from?
Well, I think that one of the things that inspires me is to find people that are talented and to nurture them and to watch them grow, to watch their effects on other people. I think it's been a real learning experience to work with artists on the other side, you know, to be the business person to the artist. But I think one of the reasons that my record label does well is because it's run by a person who has a good sense of creativity and also a good sense of business.
Right. How did you discover Alanis, for instance? Was it
I didn't discover her. My partner, Guy Osiri, I don't know, he got a tape from a friend of a friend of a friend. It was one of those situations, and it was a demo with a lot of the songs from the first album on it. And we heard it, and we were just blown away immediately by A, her songwriting skills, and B, her voice. And then we met her, and she was so young, and yet she was so mature for her age. So we knew right away that she was going to do well.
And she's going to be a star.
Yep.
We hope to see you at the show sometimes if you want to. And is there anything you want to say to Alanis? She's watching.
Good luck, baby. Sell some records.
Allora, volevo chiederti che cosa rappresenta quella signora che abbiamo visto lì, che cosa rappresenta Madonna per te? What does Madonna represent to you?
Another artist going for it.
So I'm sorry, I didn't hear it because people were screaming. Non ho sentito perché c'era la gente che urlava. Can you repeat?
Basically, Madonna is another artist that is creating and expressing her own unique expression, you know.
Vedi? Per lei Madonna è semplicemente un'altra artista che si esprime, che esprime il suo unico mondo artistico. Vedi? È tutto bello, nel suo mondo è tutto così, bravissimo. Lei mica va via, ma neanche voi andate via, perché noi ci prendiamo soltanto 180 secondi di pausa, poi sarà ancora trattattà qui dal Paladozza, vero ragazzi? A tra poco.
Put it in your hand, for Christ's sake. Come here.
Would you like a glass of water?
Just look into my eyes. You, here. We're gonna go here, then we're gonna go there. Come to me. Like that? Is that better?
Yeah, there's a hole there.
I know, which is why I zipped it up. But you can't see the hole. Look at the monitor.
In Britain, people assume that's come from a hot rock.
Well, what are you doing? You're screwing everything up.
Oh, it's the sound.
You're trying to touch my breast.
Did you do it with the classic back of the hand trick? It's classic, isn't it? Back of the hand, nipple, and come on. It's just classic, isn't it? What do I call you?
My friends call me M.
Just M.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's quite South London. Just using the first letter.
Yeah.
Quite South London gangsters do that.
Oh, well, good. I want to be associated with gangsters. And where are you from?
Barnet.
Barnet.
It's kind of North London. Suburban.
Okay. Nice accent.
First thing, well, very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Now, this is your first television interview in Britain for years.
Yeah.
You've had a child, you've turned 40, and now you've had a best-selling, award-winning album. You must be feeling pretty good about life.
I'm feeling excellent.
Okay. Does it give you great satisfaction when people have written you off? And I've looked kind of back, and there's loads of times when people seem to write you off, and then you come back and answer your critics.
Yeah. I've sort of been putting up with that for my entire career, so now I sort of expect it. Gives me a bit of a challenge.
And I was thinking, well, all that's left must be just sort of answering critics. Does that ever motivate you?
In terms of work, that's not all that's left. What drives me is that I love what I do, and I know that the criticism is part of the package. And at the end of the day, I think if everyone just universally decided to like me, I would probably at this point think that I was doing something wrong. You know, I think rubbing people the wrong way is, to a certain extent, is a good thing.
Rubbing people the wrong way is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good note. I remember that. I just remember to piss a few more people off. Okay. Madonna says, piss people off.
No, that's not what I mean.
I know what you mean. Okay. The thing is, you said you're quite happy with life at the moment, and yet, if I listen to the album, it's quite melancholic. It is sad in there.
Well, I think I exercised a lot of my sadness through my writing, and I'm a very sentimental person. I'm a romantic. I can get really melancholy at times, and I think I work a lot of stuff out when I write. I think most people do.
Cathartic
Get it out of my system.
You're quite a romantic, would you say?
Completely, hopelessly.
Would you ever go for sort of big romantic gestures? Do you go for things like that?
Oh God, yeah. And when they are bestowed upon me, it's a great thing.
What's the most touching romantic gesture you've had?
God. Well, one time I was coming out of the recording studio, and I was going to get into my car, and I opened the door of my car, and it was completely filled with flowers.
Good gesture.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Can we say who did it?
No.
Or doesn't he deserve it?
No, I'd just rather not say.
I'd rather not
but
say.
it's a very romantic gesture.
That's a really romantic gesture.
Yeah, and I like things like that.
You like things like that?
Yeah.
So
I'm very old-fashioned.
I know you well. I always thought of you as really modern.
No, that's really, I am. That's the thing about me. I'm a contrast, or a
Ancient and modern.
contradiction. I like a lot of really old-fashioned things. I'd rather have my entire house lit by candlelight, but I like really futuristic-sounding music.
Your life has been chronicled blow by blow pretty well for 18 years. Do you ever stop and think, how am I going to get out of this?
Get out of what, my
Well,
life?
just, yeah, get out of the kind of the world you created for yourself there, where everybody knows you.
Well, first of all, everybody doesn't know me. They know certain aspects of me. And second of all, there's lots of ways that I get out of it. I mean, when I'm on promotional tours, or I'm on a tour, or I'm doing things that are very public, that's just one part of my life. I have a lot of private time, and I have a lot of homes that I go to where people leave me alone.
So I was thinking, where can she get off a
Well,
plane
where
and think, ooh, I'm anonymous here? But actually,
where I grew up, in Michigan, in the Midwest.
really?
Oh, please. People could give, you know, two shits about me there. Can I say that on TV?
You just did. Fine.
Okay. And to a certain extent, Los Angeles, people really leave you alone because there's so many celebrities in the city, and then, you know, it's sort of like people are used to it, so you get left alone.
The thing I read recently, you don't particularly like LA. Well, I mean, what's your sort of, what's somewhat your life when you're in LA?
Well, it's not the most, like, culturally rich city that you could go to, but you can get lost in LA because it's it's not a pedestrian town. You have to have a car to get anywhere, and people are very separate from each other. So you do get to have a lot more privacy there because of that.
It's just in the car off. They're not
No.
just kind of walking amongst fellow humans.
No,
which is an odd thing, 'cause we've got
which
social
I
life.
miss if I'm there for very long. But it's a quiet place with a lot of really ugly houses, and you can get a lot of sleep there.
Which is nice.
Yes,
Isn't it?
sleeping is good.
Sleep is a good thing. Okay. Do you still go out at all to clubs and dancing? And where do you go and what sort of nights do you have?
I don't really go out that much anymore because what happens is if I go out on the dance floor and start dancing, a circle inevitably forms around me, and then suddenly I have an audience. Then suddenly I feel like I'm working, you know, and then I want to go home.
That must be actually one of the most dreadful experiences, I think.
But I go to private parties where there's dancing.
And do they still form a circle, or is everyone fine?
No, because it's usually all my friends.
Yeah, but I know. Did you used to love clubs, I presume?
Totally, that's
Yeah.
where I started out. I mean, that's where I played my earliest demos. Used to hang out with DJs in the DJ booth, and it was great fun.
Would it be a fair assumption that you, I mean, as the song says, Drowned Well, that you have traded fame for love?
Well, that song is really kind of a reflection, looking back at my past and sort of the path that my career took, and to a certain extent, when you become famous, if you do trade one kind of love for another kind of love. You trade universal love or approval from the masses for intimacy with maybe one person.
Did you know you were kind of making that trade at the time,
I
or
didn't.
was it not till after?
No, it was very,
There's never a kind of, what I'm saying is there's never a kind of pact with the devil moment.
No,
Like, I take
because
that, but you-
absolutely not. I wasn't aware. I mean, nobody knows what fame is going to do to them, and nobody knows how successful they're going to be when they start off in their career, but it's very heady. So it's a very heady thing to, like, hear, like, hundreds and hundreds of people standing outside your hotel room window chanting your name, or entertaining 100,000 people in a soccer stadium and feeling the intense feelings that they have.
I can understand how the soccer stadium experience would be good, but I find that the chanting outside
No,
the hotel...
it's
I find that-
irritating. It's irritating, but the thing is, you're kind of... All I'm trying to say is, what happens is, suddenly everyone wants you, and everyone wants you to be here and be there and do this and do that, and you can get very caught up in it. It's very seductive. But in order to do that, you end up sacrificing time with, perhaps a relationship or a one-on-one situation, or even nurturing your friendships.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the song now, Drowned World. Here it is. Does that sound like a DJ when you do it?
No.
Good. Okay, the line from Drowned World I've got down here. Had so many lovers who settle for the thrill of basking in my spotlight.
Yeah.
Do you think you're...
Did you have to go to that line?
No, but do you think you have been attracted to the wrong people? Are you attracted to the
Haven't
wrong
we
people?
all been? I mean,
But
has every one of your relationships
to a lesser
been...
extent, isn't it? I'm saying, do you feel that...
It's hard, it's hard to know sometimes. You have to be really careful. A lot of people have agendas. And if you've been hurt or betrayed a few times, you start to, like, you start relationships, and you find yourself, like, watching and waiting and listening for things where, people might be indicating that they have ulterior motives.
What are the tells?
Um,
When do you think, oh dear, this is another wrong one?
oh, I suppose one of them is when they're really interested in having their picture taken with you every time you go out.
Right, that's a bad one.
That's a bad one. Stage 2 is when they send the faxes you've sent them to the National Enquirer.
Bad.
That's very bad.
Yes.
A very bad sign.
Who was the best? Who is the best lover?
That's right.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. It's a good question. It's a very good question. Who's the best shag?
Or if not, give them my number.
Just give you a number. Okay. Who's the best? Okay, so that was the question. Would you like to answer it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
I went out today because I was thinking, what shall I ask?
You
those
went out on the
questions?
street and asked people?
Yes.
Oi.
I went out on the street and I went out and I box popped loads of people. I
Okay.
asked loads of people questions.
I'll just say no if I don't want to answer.
Okay.
Free, what does she pay for?
If she gets everything for free, what does she pay for?
That's so not true. First of all, Prada doesn't give me anything for free.
Don't they?
No.
They must do now. You've name-checked them on a big show.
They're so cheap. I get freebies from some stores, but not from other stores.
Do you want to thank all those freebie people now just to ensure they continue to...
Yes, I would love to thank Versace, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, Alexander McQueen, John Galliano,
You do a lot of shopping.
Gautier.
So, but the answer to the question is you don't get everything for free at all. You have to pay for... You have to pay... Well, you have to pay for any of those.
I had to pay for these shoes. The rest of what I'm wearing, I didn't have to pay for.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, but I'm doing them a favor. The designers, I mean. Because everybody, you know, they see the clothes and they want them too.
Yeah.
So I'm a sales rep.
It's
In my spare time.
I'm just a sales rep. That's what you do. You just go around the world repping.
That's right.
Okay.
What's your favorite dessert?
What's your favourite dessert?
Well, I love desserts. See, my favorite dessert is this dessert they have at the Ivy. Have you eaten that?
Yeah, I eat.
Okay, what's
Well, a
that?
couple of times.
Sticky toffee something or another?
Probably sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, that. Oh my God, that's so
It's good,
incredible.
isn't
It's sinful.
Did you have it with custard or did you have it with a bit of cream?
I don't know, but it just has to have a lot of that goopy, syrupy stuff on it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, you can get it in tins here in just regular corner shops.
You can?
Yeah, you can get a really good Heinz sponge. Marvellous.
Okay, thanks.
Inside your narrow room, it silenced me with bitterness and lies. Did I say something wrong? Oops, I didn't know I could talk about sex. I must have been crazy. Did I stay too long? Oops, I didn't know I could speak my mind.
Did you used to be a boxer?
No, but I've been hit a lot.
Did you get your nose broken?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's terrible. It's like,
No, I mean, no, it's a good look. Don't do that.
sorry. It's really, it's not good up there.
Maybe you should get someone to hit you on that side and it'll straighten it out.
Straighten it up.
Yeah.
But it is in shadow there. If a man,
Uh-huh.
and that's it for that question. That's all I'm doing.
And the answer is
I wish
no.
I was that deep. I'm quite a shallow individual.
Let's stick to the shallow thing.
Okay, let's stick to that. It's better,
Okay.
isn't it? Do you think it sits better with me? Okay. If a man achieves your level of fame, he's almost seen as a genius.
He's what?
But if a man achieves your level of fame and notoriety, he's almost seen as a genius. But if a woman does it, she's seen more as being lucky or a manipulator. Is there still? Do you see that double standard? And would you like to now share that with the group?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, I think that our society is a bit intimidated and naturally suspicious of women who are incredibly successful, famous, rich, whatever you want to call it. They have to sort of find things. Oh, she didn't do it by herself. Oh, she slept her way to the top. Oh, she can't really sing. Oh, she doesn't do this. Oh, she'll be over with in a minute. Oh, she's stupid. Oh, blah, 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 you know.
You've had all those.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do
What
think,
hurts the most
I do
of
think
all
that
this?
there is a double standard in our society, but it hasn't held me back now, has it?
Of the kind of charges that have been levelled against you over the years, which one kind of pisses you off the most over the years? Which one that keeps cropping up is just like really gets you thinking,
The one that's
why you ought to
I think the thing that the one that bothers me the most is that the relationships that I have with men aren't substantial relationships. I hate it when they call my boyfriends my boy toys. That is so irritating and demeaning to me, demeaning to them, and I just don't stand for it.
I'd ask her about, you know, the British press.
The
Ask
British
them if
press?
they, you know, if they're really as bad as people say.
Because she travels the world, she witnesses all different... Are the British press the worst in the list?
Absolutely.
Okay, nice one, I shall ask her that.
They're certainly a lot kinder than they used to be.
Oh, they didn't live mellowed?
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know whether to feel disappointed or relieved.
Well, I'm relieved.
It's relieved, yeah.
Yeah. I'm relieved.
But you think they used to be a lot worse?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they just saw me sort of acting out and being rebellious, and I think I was an easy target, and I didn't know how to handle myself in all situations, but I've gotten better at it through the years. And, you know, in a way, it's sort of like, oh, well, you know, 15, 16 years have gone by, and we haven't, like, beaten her down to the ground yet. She survived.
She's
okay,
still going.
We haven't kicked the shit out of her. Okay, so we'll let her, you know, let her off the hook.
You think that's what they kind of thought? Yeah, I suppose it must be. After a while. They've done what they've given it their best shot.
They couldn't say anything worse than they've already, I mean, I've had everything leveled at me, so.
Okay, did we ever get to a saturation point with you where there was nothing else to know?
Oh, please, I've revealed very little about myself in truth.
Do you think?
I know. Do you think you know me?
Well, not now I've started talking to you.
Well, there you go. You think that, the thing is, I have revealed certain things, certain aspects of my character. You can't help but reveal yourself through your work, through your art, music, whatever that might be, but there's no way that that's the sum total of me. And, you know, people don't really know anyone unless they sit and start talking to them. So.
But I've noticed I've maintained the eye contact. I appreciate that.
I do.
That's
How could we do an interview if you couldn't look at me?
Well, something. Do you ever get that shifty interviews?
Oh, yeah.
Shifty interviews.
They don't go very well. What sign are you?
Me?
No, the guy sitting behind you.
I was born in Barnet.
Shut up. What sign are you?
Cancer.
Cancer. Mm.
Well, what's
What's your birth date?
16th of July.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, what have you logged there? Because you go...
No, well, cancers, they're very emotional people.
Are they?
Yeah, very sensitive.
I'm always accused of being really stoical and unemotional. That's quite weird.
Well, maybe your moon is in Virgo.
Well, moon's in my trousers. Okay. What's your star sign? Exactly. I never normally ask them that.
I'm a
It sounds
Leo.
like such a cheesy chat outline.
My sun sign is Leo, and my rising sign is Aquarius, and my moon is in Virgo. And people who have, you know, the moon rules your emotions.
Does it?
Yes, and so if you have a tendency to sort of play your cards close to your chest, you know, and you have a tendency to be a bit withholding and careful with your love, then you know, is that you?
Well, my Auntie Hillary's a Virgo.
Yeah, but are you withholding? Let's get back to you.
I probably do, actually, a little bit. Well, no, except to those that know me.
Let's ask another question.
Okay. When most people turn 40, they start going to the gym. When you turned 40, you stopped going to the gym.
Well, right around the time I had the baby. I worked out until the last day, the day I gave birth. I was working out in a gym. Desperate to push that baby out.
Okay.
And then after I had the baby, I never worked out again.
Okay. Do you think you go back to the gym, or do you now see it as quite a boring place?
Huge waste of time.
Do you see all that time jogging and gymming as a real...
Huge waste of time.
Oh, God, I've never done any.
You haven't?
No, never.
You should do yoga, though.
Do you think it's all right?
It's excellent for suppleness, toning not only your body, but your internal organs. And yoga will keep your body healthy and lithe and youthful till you're 80.
Do you think you'll age gracefully?
What do you think?
Well, I was asking you.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Well, I've been aging before your very eyes.
Yeah, but I meant later on. Not now.
Okay, well, I certainly...
You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean when I'm 80 and I've got blue hair?
60 up
Okay,
50
I
up
certainly hope I do.
Cher age.
Cher, I think she's aged very gracefully.
Well, yeah, I just meant her age. I didn't say she didn't age gracefully.
Okay, yes.
I think we're all out of that one. Whoa there. No one's dissing Cher. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'd now like to talk about Lourdes. How has Lourdes changed your life?
She's aging gracefully.
Is she aging gracefully, is she?
Yes.
Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's changed my life in a million ways. She brings me incredible amounts of happiness and joy. Just to look at her makes me smile. When there is so much insanity out there and people are picking at me and I have a tendency to sort of get annoyed by those things, all I have to do is look at her and I go, oh, right, that's what's important. That's what matters.
Is that like the centre of your life now?
Yeah.
It's quite palpable and
And it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a child. I'm her parent. I'm responsible for her. And that is the most important thing.
Because I bumped into Mum today in Trafalgar Square. She's carrying 2 kids. And I said, what would you like to ask Madonna?
How does she find parenthood?
How does she find parenthood?
It is hard to have the career I have and have a child and try to have a relationship. I mean, it requires an enormous amount of organization and very little free time and very little sleep. And you know, one area is always suffering. You know, if I'm working too hard, I think, oh my God, I'm not paying enough attention to my daughter.
Do you remember those old plate spinning acts?
Yeah, you do have to do a plate spinning act. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know why people did that, and we always used to be really impressed.
Well, it's a metaphor for, working mothers.
Yeah. You just get that one really wobbly. I was going, oh, he doesn't see the one on the end. He's just only run down there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd ask her why she's got Marilyn Monroe's tattoo on her bum.
Has she got Marilyn Monroe tattooed on her bum? You know that?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Who?
Someone asked, has she really got Marilyn Monroe tattooed on her
Do
bum?
me a favor.
And you got big tats?
I've got no tattoos.
You don't have a tattoo?
No, not one.
Cher's got tattoos.
So?
Will she have any more children?
Will she have any more children? Yeah. That's a good point, isn't it? Because she's had one. Will she go on? Will she have a big family? Nice. What's your name?
Who?
Thank you very much, Hugh. That's a good question.
I hope so. I'd like to have another.
Would you like to have, like, loads?
No. No.
Okay. With the death of Diana, you're the most famous woman in the world, I would say.
What about Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, okay. One of the most famous women in the world.
Okay.
How did obviously you've been pursued by the press, she was pursued by the press, some would say driven to her death by the press. How did you feel about her death?
Well, I thought it was a tragic waste of a life. I mean, and the way that it happened was so awful, and interesting, sort of poetic way to die. Certainly in her case, when you saw that she was so hounded by the press and seemingly so unequipped to deal with it. You know what I mean? So it does sort of seem like they killed her. Obviously, that's not exactly what happened. But how did I feel? I was devastated, like everyone.
Obviously, the last year's been interesting because of the death of Diana, and also we had Monica Lewinsky. What do you think about Monica Lewinsky, and what do you think of Monica Lewinsky as a person?
I can't judge her as a person. I don't know her. I only know what I read about, and we know how misleading that can be.
Oh, beautifully acquitted.
So, but that said,
we can tell a little bit about her as a person.
Well, I think she's probably learned several lessons in the past few months. Being discreet would be one of them. You know what I mean? But there is so much about the situation I'm sure I don't know about, so it's hard for me to judge it. I think it's a tragedy that the media's, turned it into such a circus, and made such a big deal about, a politician lying, because after all, that is what they do. So.
Well, I think they always wanted to kind of match up to some standards of a bygone age that actually never existed.
Excuse me, what standard? Every president cheated on his wife.
Well, that's been my point.
And they hold, John Kennedy up like, he's a god. I mean,
guy was a legendary swordsman.
Please. Totally.
Couldn't keep it in his trousers.
So they say. But he was gorgeous.
Well, you find...
I found him gorgeous, yes.
What about Bill?
No.
Can you see the attraction of Bill?
Yes, power is a great aphrodisiac.
You buy into that?
Well, it's just a fact of life.
Okay. Should Clinton be impeached? Should he?
No, that is, okay, what, what he did is between him and his wife, really. I don't think it has anything to do with his ability to lead a country. I think he's actually done some really good things for America. I had to think about that. I couldn't remember what country I was from.
For Mexico. He's a good Mexican citizen. Bien,
Don't make me laugh.
Do you
It's
think-
an interview and it's serious.
Sorry, but you think he's still a good man, still a good leader?
I think he's brilliant, and I totally support him.
You think he's brilliant?
Yeah. You want to arm wrestle?
No, but you think he's brilliant?
Yeah, I think he's brilliant.
But he's quite a fibber, though, isn't he? He is
Oh, yeah? Who isn't?
But there must be one righteous
You're
guy.
a fibber, probably, too.
Oh, I lie a bit, yes.
So what? Should we rake you over the coals
I'm
for
not
it?
relying on people to vote for me, am I? I'm not saying.
Yeah, you
I'm not
are.
standing there as a paragon of virtue.
He isn't either. Why does a president have to be, you know, morally perfect and pure? No.
Well, let's vote in Charles Manson.
Well, excuse me, but no human being on this earth is perfect, okay? He made a mistake. So what? Let's move on.
Okay. So you think he should stay in power, he's fit to hold power?
Yeah.
I was just being provocative. I think he's all right.
I know you are, and I'm not falling for it.
Okay. Not for a second.
Not for a second.
You know, he treats one of the most interesting women on earth. You must have something you want to ask her.
Is she coming to London?
Is she coming to London or is she going to move here?
Does she have a house here?
Is she going to move to London?
I think I could. I just have to find the right house. Desperately looking. I haven't found one yet.
You're looking for a gaff in London?
Yeah, a gaff.
Which sort of areas are you looking to? If you
I'm
need
not
any advice
saying.
on
I'm not saying.
They'll find out.
I know, but for the first few weeks I move in, I could have some peace. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
What do you like about London?
Oh, lots of
That's
things.
the kind of incisive questions I ask.
I love English humor. I love the architecture. I love the street culture here. I love the music, fashion. I have some incredibly interesting, eccentric friends that live here. And I find it very stimulating.
Okay. What do you enjoy?
I think people as a whole tend to be a lot more educated and intelligent in Europe as opposed to America. Even stupid people here are smarter than Americans, basically. As you know, I mean, there are always exceptions. Yeah. I mean, everyone knows.
Whoa there,
people
before
know
you
about
call my
things.
country intelligent.
Oh, no.
We built up quite a rep for mindless acts and all.
Yeah, but it's you know, the education system is different here than it is in America. And people really know a lot more about history and classics and art and literature and things than they do in America.
Would you like to raise Lourdes here rather than in the States?
Yeah, I would actually, but I don't know if I can.
Why?
Well, because her father lives in America, and I want her to, you know, have a life with her father. So,
that is quite that's going to be quite a tough decision. Well, no, you probably already made the decision.
It is a tough decision. I haven't made it. It's just something I'm thinking about. But the thing is, I still want to have a house here because I come here all the time and I can't stand staying in hotels. So.
What do you like about hotels? Hotels are great, aren't they?
Ugh, not with a baby.
Huh?
No. My daughter likes to draw on the walls.
Yeah, you see, they hate that in good hotels, don't they? They come as crowd everywhere.
Yes.
Funny drawings of mummy, things like that. Does it trouble you the amount of column inches spent on talking about your changing image when there's so much kind of more important things to discuss in the world?
I'm used to it. Every time I do, you know, change my haircut or my hair color, it seems to be like headline news.
Do you enjoy scheming? Do you enjoy kind of sitting there scheming up your next
But I
look?
don't scheme my next look.
No, you don't? Don't you ever sort of think?
No, it's really, for me, it's really impulsive. I'll get up in the morning and go, you know what? I'm sick of having blonde hair. I want dark hair. Bam, I change it. Then I'll get up in the morning and go, you know what? I'm sick of having long hair. I'm going to cut my hair.
It really is as simple as that?
Yes, I think that people are under the misconception that I spend, you know, hours and hours and hours plotting and planning my next outfit or my next...
That's what they like to
whatever.
think, and you sort of with loads of advisors around
No.
the table going, with lots of swatches of
No.
fabric and looks, and
No.
drawings and sketches, but it's nothing like that. It's just
No.
you look and think,
You can't get good looks that way anyway. The best things are the things you don't plan, as you know. You do know that.
well, some of actually the worst things I've ever done have been unplanned, frankly, as well.
Yeah, but you have to take risks and you learn from your mistakes.
If I was you, I'd be really soft with the word reinvention. If I was you, I'd have a gun to hand.
If one more person asked me
Yeah.
how I keep reinventing
And maybe
myself.
both barrels, give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't you made a film since Evita?
Because I haven't been offered one that was good enough.
Okay. Would you like to do another musical ever, or would you?
I'd love to.
Okay.
If it was good enough.
It was good enough.
Yeah, good enough. That's the key word.
Okay. You haven't got a film in mind that you're kind of sort of mentally looking for sort of.
Yeah, I have. There is a movie that I'm most probably going to do.
I detected that.
Well, I waited for you to ask. I don't like to volunteer information because my moon is in Virgo.
Like my Auntie Hillary. But so you have got a part in mind or something in mind with this film that you're sort of looking for?
No, it's happening.
It's happening?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me what the name is?
It's called The Next Best Thing.
It's called The Next Best Thing.
Do you know Rupert Everett?
Well, I know him. He's a...
Do you like him?
Well, I don't know him to make the judgment.
As an actor?
Oh, as an actor, yeah. He's done a couple of things I've quite enjoyed.
Yeah, well, he's my co-star.
He's your co-star? Oh, he'd be good. He'd be solid. Okay, do you think you're a good boss? Does power sit comfortably with you? Would you describe yourself as a good...
I'm a good leader.
You're a good leader. Leo.
Very good. You're catching on.
Pathetically pleased with myself. Yeah, because I know a bit about stars. What title do you prefer? Actress, singer, or businesswoman? On your business card, it says Madonna.
Well, I have to act in all of those areas, so just call me an actress.
How long will you carry on, do you think, making music?
All my life.
I've got some more questions from the people. Do you mind this?
Does she carry cash or cards?
Does she carry cash or cards? It's a very good point. Because we just don't know, do we?
Cards.
Always cards.
Yeah, I always forget the cash. Sometimes I forget the cards.
What do you do then?
I ask someone else to pay for it.
Who does she most admire?
Who does she most admire? Who does she actually look up to? A lot of people look up to her. Who does she look up to?
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
PJ Harvey.
PJ Harvey. I know. I understand. Don't you like a bit of drum and bass now? Then?
Yeah, and Bjork.
You like Bjork?
I love her, and I always look forward to her records. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she really keeps you guessing. You never know what you're going to get.
That's what I mean. She's very original and
her
unique.
videos always look great and everything.
And she's a visionary, and I like people that are visionaries.
She doesn't seem to care what people think. She just does her own thing, which is nice to see someone like
We
that.
like that.
Hannah wants to know, will you ever have...
Plastic surgery.
Oh, you are English. Sorry, you're just imitating foreign students. Brilliant. You want to know she's had plastic students?
Surgery, yeah.
Surgery. Okay. She's had plastic students. Surgery. Okay.
I don't know. Ask me in 10 years.
No, but is it... Right, but at the moment you haven't got like a hard and fast principle. Never.
No.
Because some people just say, I never do that.
Oh, never say never.
You never say never. Okay. We've got a few seconds left. Is there any gesture you'd like to make to your detractors? Yeah, nice. Boy, that told him.
Put your arm around Madonna. That's lovely.
Oh.
Come out. Do that again, but you're very Madonna. You're right in the shadow. There you go. That's lovely. That's good.
Okay, let's pretend we're really close.
Should we look down and slightly wan?
No, look up.
That's it.
You want light on your face.
Yeah.
Not too far up. You get a double chin.
That's it. That's great. Johnny, look at me. Johnny, look eyes at me. That's lovely.
Focus into the camera.
Okay. That's great. Straight up. Madonna's right in the shadow.
Get up.
Can't we do that one thing
You'll
where we
give
cover
me a
up the
big
thing?
nose.
There you go. Do that.
You haven't got a big nose.
Yeah, but if you shadow my nose, it'll look big. I know about these things.
Yeah, no shadow of the nose.
Here, let me push his nose straight.
That's great. That's great.
It worked.
It really worked.
Bye.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Mwah. Mwah.
Take care of yourself.
From a cutting-edge queen of pop to cutting-edge television, next in For Later.
Yeah.
And then stage 3, presumably that's it, they've gone after the fact.
Well, stage 3 is hire an assassin and they're killed, basically.
It's the only way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Murder. South London, we're talking about it. Okay. Do you think it was a case of that you're equipped to deal with the intrusion into your life, but your lovers must be really surprised at it? It's almost like they've suddenly gone straight into the fast lane.
It is an adjustment to make. It is. You have to be, strong and self-confident.
When you're out with someone who hasn't obviously experienced anything like you experienced, just on a...
Well, not many people have.
Yeah, exactly.
So that basically covers everyone I've been out with. What are you asking me?
I don't know, I just wanted to carry on talking about it. I was just quite
Oh,
enjoying
well, you
myself.
just want to talk about my love life.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, not really. I find it just what it must be like for a chap.
I
know,
think
sort of
it's really
being
difficult.
so eclipsed by the woman they're going with, sort of in that way, and
I think it's difficult, but like I said, you know, you have to have a sense of your own identity and more importantly, just self-confidence and really being able to put things in perspective. It's just for that moment. It is not, you know, it's not the most important, it's not the founding basis of the relationship. If you love me, then you have to sort of accept that part of my life and be able to deal with it. But I didn't, you know, you don't have to like it, okay?
No. Okay. As you got more famous, did you find yourself trusting people less? Or just being naturally suspicious of everyone's motives? I've gone off
No,
the others
actually,
now.
I'm not a naturally suspicious person. It's probably a fault of mine. I think I have a pretty good built-in bullshit detector with people, but I've made mistakes. And it still, you know, hasn't stopped me from being an open person. So.
How do you ensure you're getting that honesty when, in a lot of your relationships, you are the boss? I'm not talking about...
You hire intelligent people. Intelligent people aren't going to bullshit you and you hire confident people because the people that lie to you are the people who are afraid they're going to lose their job if they tell you the truth, and then there wouldn't be another job. Now, an intelligent, talented, confident person would say, well, if telling the truth gets me fired, then that's too bad, and I can get another job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
There's more, I would think it was their fear of, say, if I say that, she's just going to go mad. I can't tell her that, she's just going to go mad.
Well, listen, I hear lots of dissension from people that work for me, and
so you do have that around you?
Absolutely. You know, people tell
arguments?
me, you know, that doesn't look good on you, or, you know, you should do that vocal again. It wasn't right. It wasn't good enough. You can do better than that. Yeah, and I want that. If everyone was always sitting around going, yeah, that's great, I would be highly suspicious.
It's one of the many images of you that's kind of been pumped at us, isn't it? As someone who sort of presides over an empire where people...
I do preside over an empire.
I know, you know, but they sort of say, oh, no, they're all quite frightened of her.
Yeah,
oh,
listen,
you don't want to be doing
can
that.
I just tell you something? You can't be...
Madonna's going to go mad.
Well, you cannot be successful if you're surrounded by yes men or yes women. I always want other people's input. You can't go wrong if you surround yourself with other smart people.
Yes, okay.
No,
No,
not
you
yes
can't,
men.
I mean the other way around, you know what I mean?
Yes and no and maybe men.
Yeah, yes and no and maybe men. Yeah.
Okay, did we satisfy your curiosity
You
there?
satisfied all my curiosity. I tell you, I'm now going to ask you a question which is designed to hold people over the break. You don't have to answer it when we come back, okay? Who, in your opinion, either by experience or reputation, is the world's hottest lover? We're back in a couple of seconds.
Oh, dear.
Will you come to Sweden?
Maybe and maybe. Yeah, I am planning one. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go yet. I hope to come to Sweden.
Hello, Madonna.
Hello.
My name is Eddie Michel. I'm from Copenhagen. I just want to ask you always seem to keep up with time within music and style, and that without compromising with who you are and what you stand for. How do you stay up to date within music and style?
I don't know. That's a great mystery. It's hard to explain. I mean, I can only attribute it to paying attention to the world around me. That's it. And trying to think forwards and be adventurous. But it's hard to describe.
Hi, I'm Petra Wagner for the Swedish National TV and Radio. I think I speak for all of us here today when I say that we take great interest in trying to keep up with your career and try to follow it as well. But what I want to know is, you personally, at what stage of your life did you realize that you can make a difference to affect so many people?
Well, I realized the effect that I had on people in the very beginning when everyone started to dress like me, but I didn't really think of myself as... I didn't think of it as a responsibility or think of it in a responsible way probably until about, 5 years ago.
Did it change anything for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm much more conscious about the effect of what I say and do on other people. I think I'm more responsible.
Movic newspaper business in the Baltics, Riga, Latvia. After you made Evita and released Ray of Light, all the world began talking of a new Madonna. And what are the best sides of a new Madonna, and what are the best? What were the best sides of an old Madonna? Thank you.
The best of both of me is that I have a sense of humor. And I can endure those kind of questions.
Hello, I'm Eric. I work for the Swedish newspaper Expressen. I wonder what you know and what you think about Swedish music.
I think very highly of Swedish music because I happen to have three Swedish acts on my label, and I think that there's a lot of really great cutting-edge music coming out of Sweden, and a lot of really interesting talent coming out of Sweden. So, pardon?
Do you have any examples
of Swedish music?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ebba Forsberg, Baxter, Lucy Nation.
And I'm from Sweden. I want to know, how are you going to explain for your daughter who you are when she gets older?
I think she's figuring it out already. She only watches TV when I'm on it.
Hi, my name is Robert from Norway. Could you please explain the reason behind your success? Could it be the image or the talent you have?
I don't think an image without talent would last for very long.
Ralph Nygård, TV4 News, Sweden. What do you do to keep in touch with your fans?
What do I do to keep in touch with them?
Yeah.
Well, I think just paying attention to the world around you and being aware of what people respond to in general, whether they're my fans or not, is a way to keep in touch with my fans. I don't lock myself away in a castle. I go out into the world, and I think that that's the best thing I can do to keep in touch with my fans. I mean, I have a fan magazine. I write letters to my fan club. I answer letters, but I think in a more sort of universal way, it's just being a part of the world. You know, a lot of people who get a lot of success and become really famous tend to sort of distance themselves from humanity, and I think I do the opposite. I go towards it.
Do you socialize with the fans?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
In what way? Do you write autographs and stuff?
Yeah, but I mean, I have conversations with people on the street. I want to know what people have to say.
From the Swedish television, do you think that homosexuals should be allowed to adopt children?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
For sure?
For sure.
Never forget how to dream, butterfly. Gave a present to me.
Has it been hard to have your 2-year-old daughter with you on this tour?
Yes.
What's the hardest thing?
Oh, she doesn't like to sit still.
Oh, okay. So what does
Airplanes are a nightmare.
So what does she like?
She likes to make a mess. She likes to run up and down the aisles. She loves to dance. Oh, she loves to dance, sing, put on makeup. That's her favorite thing.
Hello, I'm Bjarte. I'm from Norway. Alanis Morissette played a wonderful show here last night. Have you met her?
Alanis?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you meet her here in Stockholm?
No, I just got here.
All right. Your record company,
Maverick?
Yeah, the Maverick. Are planning on signing lots of new acts? Is that something that you...
Well, yeah, I mean, we want to continue to do that, and we have. We have several new acts that are coming out. In fact, 2 of them are Swedish groups that I just mentioned, but they're not coming out until next year.
So that's an important thing for you.
Well, how do you think a record company keeps going? I mean, you have to keep signing acts.
Hi, Sofia from Veckorevyn here in Sweden. I'm just wondering, what will you do when you retire, if you ever will?
I don't know. But I'm sure that I'll be enjoying myself.
Hello, Madonna. I would like to know, what are your opinion on women's role in society today?
Oh, God, can you ask me a better question? What is my opinion on women's roles? Honestly, I don't separate how men should behave and how women should behave. I think everyone should behave in a decent way, in a morally responsible way with conscience. That's it. We should all be kind.
Hi, my name is Anja Petersen from Denmark, Alfa Damerne. I would like, when you're talking about painting that you would like to paint, you seem to be very fascinated by Frida Kahlo and Tamara de Lempicka. What is fascinating in those persons, and what do you admire in female artists in general?
Once again, I admire just as many male artists. I mean, I don't separate people by their gender when it comes to admiration. Frida Kahlo and Tamara de Lempicka are 2 very different painters. Frida only did self-portraits, really, and I admire her courage in all of her paintings. She's really just revealed so much about herself, and she was a surrealist. And there was a lot of suffering and pain in her paintings, which I could relate to. Tamara de Lempicka's paintings are more in the Cubist style of painting, and they're just really beautiful and kind of stunning. I think that, I mean, she painted beautiful paintings. Frida Kahlo did not. So they're very different, but I appreciate both of them.
Hi, my name is Jonas from Sweden. I have a friend that's got a gap between her teeth.
Yeah?
And
Is she very intelligent?
Yeah.
That's good.
And she's very cute, and I keep telling her that that's cute with the gap, but she doesn't like it and smiles like this, you know?
Oh, no, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, what should I tell her?
You should tell her that the gap between her teeth is very significant, and it means that you have very high intelligence.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, hello. Hello, I'm Knut Folkestad from the morning show of National Radio Channel 3. And we have this strange theory that the voice changes when you have a child. Have you noticed that?
It also changes when you study voice lessons.
Okay. What do you prefer then? Have a child or
Voice lessons are imminently easier than having a child.
Yes, hello, my name is Anders. I'm from the gay magazine in Sweden. I would like to hear your opinion of why you think you're a gay icon.
Why do you think I am?
Because I adore you, and we all do in the gay community.
Okay, well, I'm a gay icon because you all adore me. I don't know. That you should ask all of your friends.
Yeah, I know the answer, but I would like to hear your answer.
Because I like drama and tragedy, and so do all of my gay friends.
Hello, I'm Aigi Vahing from Estonia. Do you still see yourself oftenly misunderstood?
Sometimes, but not so much anymore.
I would like to ask you, do you hope to meet a man that you can grow with?
Maybe I already have.
Have you?
Maybe.
Who is he?
Not telling.
Hello, my name is Outi and I'm from Finland, Radio Mafia. And we all got a picture of you as a very busy lady with your daughter and career. And we think that your days are so exciting and hurry and stuff. But what are your days really like? What do you do?
Sometimes they're very boring, I assure you. What do I do every day? I mean, it depends on what I'm working on. But right now, I usually get up every morning, drink a lot of coffee, play with my daughter, then I practice yoga, and then I do whatever work I have to do that day. And I'm either working or with my daughter, working or with my daughter. So packing a suitcase, getting on a plane, getting in a car, busy.
When he comes to you and seeks some fun,
what's happening with the two divisions of Mad Guy Television and Mad Guy Films? Any future plans?
Yes, we have a couple of films that are in production right now, and a television show that's in production, but we're still really in the beginning stages because we focused so much on the record company. We're making a movie that's based on a book called Going Down by Jennifer Bell. It's directed by a first-time filmmaker called Christina Booth. And that's it.
Hello, I'm Anne Pennanen from Finland. What is the biggest, longest time you can be without your daughter, seeing her?
24 hours.
She travels with you all the time?
Yes.
Okay, I guess you're kind of rich. Do you ever look at price tags?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I still get outraged.
Another question. You're working in acting in 2 films. Is that correct? Chicago with Goldie Hawn? Or have you finished that?
No. That hasn't even started. That movie's kind of gone down the road of indecision right now, and I'm currently getting ready to do a different movie.
And that is?
That's called The Next Best Thing.
Have you been missing filming?
Have I been missing it? Yeah, I'd like to make a movie.
Denmark. You've proven to my generation of women that women can do everything just as good and even better than men. But what about parenthood? How much contact is your daughter going to have with her father? And how big a role is he going to play in her upbringing?
A very big role. She sees her father on a regular basis, and he's very involved in her life. And I hope that always continues.
Hello, I'm Charles from Frida magazine in Sweden. Do you still play Truth or Dare with your friends?
No.
Okay. Do you think it's possible for you to make real friends with you right now in the position that you are?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Thank you.
What lullaby do you sing for your daughter?
Well, we sing all kinds of lullabies, but really standard traditional lullabies. Do you know American lullabies?
A few.
Yeah.
I know many.
Do you know Hush Little Baby?
Yes, I know that one.
Don't Say a Word. That one?
No, no.
No? Okay. I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, please, come on.
No. It's too embarrassing.
If this was your last day on Earth, what would you use it for?
I wouldn't be doing a press conference.
From Estonia, who of young pop acts, both female and male, do you think have the biggest future?
Well, I think Alanis Morissette has a very long future. She's a great songwriter, and I can see she's got a future. She's got a lot in her left. I tend to think that solo artists have longer futures than groups, because groups tend to break up eventually. But geez, that's a tough one. I've got to think about that question. Okay?
Agnella for National TV, how do you see yourself when you will be 80 years old lady?
I don't. I have no vision of myself, but I'm sure I'll be very well dressed.
Hi, I'm Aigi from Estonia. Has your voice ever limited fulfilling your professional dreams?
My voice?
Yes.
No.
How would you describe a perfect day for you?
I would wake up feeling incredibly refreshed after 8 hours of sleep, uninterrupted, and then I would have the perfect yoga session where nothing would hurt, and then I would have the entire day free to do whatever I wanted, no work.
Have you ever thought about stop singing?
No.
Eric, Denmark Magazine. What are you most proud of in your career, and what are you most proud of about yourself?
I'm most proud of my most current album and the movie Evita in terms of my career professionally, and I'm the most proud of my daughter in terms of personal.
Why are you most proud of Evita and Ray of Light?
Because I think I really did my best work, and you know, it takes years to get good at something. Besides Elvis, let me see. My greatest idol was my Russian history teacher.
Thank you, Madonna, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lars Lindström from Express and Daily Newspaper. Are you planning a world tour for '99? And in that case, will you come to Sweden?
Maybe and maybe. Yeah, I am planning one. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go yet. I hope to come to Sweden.
Hello, Madonna.
Hello.
My name is Eddie Michel. I'm from Copenhagen. I just want to ask you, you always seem to keep up with time within music and style, and that without compromising with who you are and what you stand for. How do you stay up to date within music and style?
I don't know. That's a great mystery. It's hard to explain. I mean, I can only attribute it to paying attention to the world around me. That's it. And trying to think forwards and be adventurous. But it's hard to describe.
Hi, I'm Petra Wagner for the Swedish National TV and Radio. I think I speak for all of us here today when I say that we take great interest in trying to keep up with your career and try to follow it as well. But what I want to know is,
you personally, at what stage of your life did you realize that you can make a difference to affect so many people?
Well, I realized the effect that I had on people in the very beginning when everyone started to dress like me, but I didn't really think of myself as, I didn't think of it as a responsibility or think of it in a responsible way probably until about, 5 years ago.
Did it change anything for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm much more conscious about the effect of what I say and do on other people. I think I'm more responsible.
Romy Erlach, Estonia, Radio 2. How was Milan?
Too exciting. We're all so tired. We went to too many parties.
From Polish newspaper Business in the Baltics, Riga. After you made Evita and released Ray of Light, all the world began talking of the new Madonna. And what are the best sides of a new Madonna, and what were the best sides of an old Madonna? Thank you.
The best of both of me is that I have a sense of humor. And I can endure those kind of questions.
Hello, I'm Eric. I work for the Swedish newspaper Expressen. I wonder, what do you know and what do you think about Swedish music?
I think very highly of Swedish music because I happen to have three Swedish acts on my label, and I think that there's a lot of really great cutting-edge music coming out of Sweden, and a lot of really interesting talent coming out of Sweden. So, pardon?
Do you have any examples
of Swedish music?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ebba Forsberg, Baxter, Lucy Nation.
And I'm from Sweden. I want to know, how are you going to explain for your daughter who you are when she gets older?
I think she's figuring it out already. She only watches TV when I'm on it.
Hi, my name is Robert from Norway. Could you please explain the reason behind your success? Could it be the image or the talent you have?
I don't think an image without talent would last for very long.
Ralph Nygård, TV4 News, Sweden. What do you do to keep in touch with your fans?
What do I do to keep in touch with them? Well, I think just paying attention to the world around you and being aware of what people respond to in general, whether they're my fans or not, is a way to keep in touch with my fans. I don't lock myself away in a castle. I go out into the world, and I think that that's the best thing I can do to keep in touch with my fans. I mean, I have a fan magazine. I write letters to my fan club. I answer letters, but in a more sort of universal way, it's just being a part of the world. You know, a lot of people who get a lot of success and become really famous tend to sort of distance themselves from humanity, and I think I do the opposite. I go towards it.
Do you ever socialize with the fans?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
In what way do you write autographs and stuff?
Yeah, but I mean, I have conversations with people on the street. I want to know what people have to say.
From the Swedish television, do you think that homosexuals should be allowed to adopt children?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
For sure?
For sure.
I'm Anya from the Norwegian television show Smaria, and I want to know, you're very famous, you're a pop star, you have a wonderful daughter. Is there anything in your life you'd like to change? How could your life get better?
I could figure out a way to sleep. Get to sleep and sleep 8 hours. That's my goal.
When are you coming to Norway?
When am I coming to Norway?
Yes. Are you coming to Norway?
I don't know, maybe.
Hope so.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm from TV3. I have a very simple question. We would like to know why were you late?
Why was I late? Was I late? I didn't even know I was late. I'm sorry. I'm a lady.
There's a man appearing in your video, Ray of Light. Lucas. It's a man with mustache and glasses. You know him? Did you hear me at all?
There's a man in my video, Ray of Light?
Yeah, it's a Swedish man appearing with the glasses and mustache.
No, I don't know who that is. I know who you're talking about, but who is that?
He's very famous here in Sweden, actually.
Oh.
What do you think about his look?
It's very interesting.
He runs a big TV show here. Anyway.
Hi, Jesper Andersson, Daily Paper Kvällsposten, Sweden. You've done albums, you've done like films, and even books. Do you have any goals left in your career? Something that you're really longing to do? I mean, Madonna goes painting or...
Painting. I'd love to direct a movie someday. Yeah. I'd love to learn how to paint. I'd love to travel around the world. I mean, there's so many things.
Hi, my name is Carolina. I come from the Swedish National Radio and the program called Curry Curry. And I have a question about passion for you. I would like to know, which is your greatest passion in life right now?
My daughter.
Hello, my name is Kajsa. I'm from ZTV in Sweden. It took you 4 years between the last album and this one. Does that mean that it's going to take a long time before you start the next one?
Well, it took me 4 years because it took me 2 years to make Evita, which was a record that I worked on as well. So, to me, I've been working on music all along. So, no, I won't take another 4 years.
Hello, I'm Sari Salonen from Helsinki, Finland, from magazine Anna. I'd like to know something about your yoga asanas. At which level are you doing it? Because
in Ashtanga, you mean?
Yeah, Asana yoga.
I just finished the second series.
Second series.
Yeah.
Which asana you found the most difficult?
Kapotasana.
Okay, why?
It's because you try kneeling down and touching your head to your feet. It's very difficult.
Hi, my name is Monica, and I represent Energy Sweden. I'd like to ask you, what parts of your musical career are you most proud of?
What parts? I mean, which music am I most proud of? Which records? I'm proud of all the eras. I mean, I'm just as proud of the way I sounded and what I did in the beginning as I am now. I think that my music has always been a reflection of who I am at that moment, and I've always been very true to myself. So I love all areas, but I'm fondest of the most recent. So. Am I supposed to call on people, or are you? Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Jonas from Sweden. I have a friend that's got a gap between her teeth.
Yes?
And
Is she very intelligent?
Yeah.
That's good.
And she's very cute, and I keep telling her that that's cute with the gap, but she doesn't like it and smile like this, you know?
Oh, no, that's a big mistake.
What should I tell her?
You should tell her that the gap between her teeth is very significant, and it means that you have very high intelligence.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Knut Folkestad from the morning show of National Radio Channel 3. And we have this strange theory that the voice changes when you have a child. Do you notice that?
It also changes when you study voice lessons.
Okay. What do you prefer then? Have a child or...
Voice lessons are imminently easier than having a child.
Yes. Hello, my name is Anders. I'm from the Gay magazine in Sweden. I would like to hear your opinion of why you think you're a gay icon.
Why do you think I am?
Because I adore you, and we all do in the gay community.
Okay, well, I'm a gay icon because you all adore me. I don't know. That you should ask all of your friends.
Yeah, I know the answer, but I would like to hear your answer.
Because I like drama and tragedy, and so do all of my gay friends.
Hello, I'm Heidi Wahing from Estonia. Do you still see yourself oftenly misunderstood?
Sometimes, but not so much anymore.
I would like to ask you, do you hope to meet a man that you can grow with and, yeah?
Maybe I already have.
Have you?
Maybe.
Who is he?
Not telling.
Hello, my name is Outi and I'm from Finland, Radio Mafia. And we all got a picture of you as a very busy lady with your daughter and career, and we think that your days are so exciting and hurry and stuff, but what are your days really like? What do you do?
Sometimes they're very boring, I assure you. What do I do every day? I mean, it depends on what I'm working on, but right now, I usually get up every morning, drink a lot of coffee, stay with my daughter, then I practice yoga, and then I do whatever work I have to do that day. And I'm either working or with my daughter, working or with my daughter. So packing a suitcase, getting on a plane, getting in a car, busy.
From Latvian independent television, and I would like to ask, what do you know about Latvia and Riga, and have you thought about including Latvia and Baltic states in your tour? Thanks.
I don't know that much about Latvia to really have an opinion. I dated a Latvian man once, and he was absolutely gorgeous. He had an excellent body, and he was very talented. But that's about my only experience with Latvia. And as far as Eastern Europe is concerned, I would love to stop in every country in the world on tour, but that would mean that I'd have to be on tour for a couple of years. So I'll get there someday.
Hi, I'm Philip from Aftonbladet in Sweden. Do you ever envy people who are not famous since you're very famous?
Yes, absolutely.
So would you like to change your life with someone else?
No.
Hi, I'm Joa from Radio Stockholm here in Sweden. You're an insomniac and so am I.
What do you do?
I don't know. What do you do to fall asleep when you travel like this? Do you have any advice?
Well, I do lots of different things. Usually I try to read. That makes me fall asleep. Or watch really boring things on TV. Or read really boring books. Like, boring things make you fall asleep.
Hello, I'm Filippa from the Swedish television. Do you see yourself as a pioneer for women in the music business?
Well, to a certain extent, but I think there are a lot of pioneering women before me, like, you know, Debbie Harry and Chrissie Hynde and Patti Smith and people like that. And, you know, I feel like in a sense they paved the way for me in terms of being strong women. But I also think I'm probably a pioneer for the people who are coming up behind me. So I hope that answers your question.
Hi, my name is Victor. I'm from the National News Agency. Right now there's a big debate in Sweden about teenage sex. Young girls are being forced to do things with their young boyfriends that they supposedly... Well, that's the debate, you know. It said that there's a lot of group sex and anal intercourse and that stuff, and I wonder, do you have any advice for young people embarking on this avenue of adult life? Sex, that is, you know, like...
Well, listen, I don't know any teenagers that haven't had sex. I mean, it's a part of life. It's a part of nature. I mean, the best thing that you can do is give a person a strong, as parents and educators, is to give teenagers a strong sense of themselves so that they never feel peer pressure to do things, that they always make the choices for themselves.
If you had to be another person or figure and could choose from Mickey Mouse to Mahatma Gandhi, who would you be?
If I could be another what figure?
Figure or icon or person?
I would be Hatsumomo.
Okay.
Did you ever read a book called Memoirs of a Geisha?
No, sorry.
Okay, you should read it. Then you'll know what I'm talking about.
I will.
I'm Peter Moore from the girl magazine Silicon. I wondered, do you consider yourself a feminist role model? And if so, what part can you play?
I do think I'm a feminist role model, but I think I'm a role model for men as well as women. And what role do I play?
Yeah, what role do you intend to play, if you do intend to play a part?
Well, I am playing a part right now. I mean, I'm an independent woman. I don't rely on other people to take care of me. I do exactly what I want to do. I fulfill my dreams. I have a vision. I have strength of character, and I think I've accomplished a lot of things, and I think that that's a role model for male or female.
Do you have any specific advice to young women that see you as role model?
Just to follow your dreams and to not put any limitations on yourself.
Yeah, hello, my name is Magdalena. I come from a Swedish magazine called Hennes. Always in the media, there's always this picture made of you where you're very self-disciplined and you work out for 3 hours at least a day and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're also a mother. It's probably one of the few things you and I have in common. Do you ever have eating binges and do normal things like that? You know?
Yes, last night, as a matter of fact.
What do you eat?
I love to eat.
What do you do?
A box of chocolates.
A whole box at the same time?
Yeah, several. I love sweets. I mean, I'd rather just skip the meal and eat all the cakes and cookies and desserts.
I think a lot of women will be very relieved to hear that, actually.
Yeah, I eat a lot of junk food.
Hello, my name is Lena from Sweden. Do you know how your next album going to sound like?
I haven't got a clue.
No?
No.
Have you ever been planning doing a duet with someone?
We were just talking about that the other day. Who did I want to do a duet with? Oh. I'm not a big fan of duets. There's something silly about them. I mean, there are people that I come across from time to time. I think they have amazing voices, but ultimately I've never really seriously considered it.
Who do you think have an amazing voice?
Wow. Sinead O'Connor?
Maybe.
No.
Has it been hard to have your 2-year-old daughter with you on this tour?
Yes.
What's the hardest thing?
Oh, she doesn't like to sit still.
Oh, okay. So what's that?
Airplanes are a nightmare.
So what does she like?
She likes to make a mess. She likes to run up and down the aisles. She loves to dance. Oh, she loves to dance, sing, and put on makeup. That's her favorite thing.
Hello, I'm Bjarte. I'm from Norway. Alanis Morissette played a wonderful show here last night. Have you met her?
Alanis?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you meet her here in Stockholm?
No, I just got here.
All right. Your record company...
Maverick?
Yeah, the Maverick. Are planning on signing a lot of new acts. Is that something that you
Well, yeah, I mean, we want to continue to do that, and we have. We have several new acts that are coming out. In fact, 2 of them are Swedish groups that I just mentioned, but they're not coming out until next year.
So that's an important thing for you.
Well, how do you think a record company keeps going? I mean, you have to keep signing acts.
Hi, Sophia from Veckorving here in Sweden. I'm just wondering, what will you do when you retire, if you ever will?
I don't know. But I'm sure that I'll be enjoying myself.
Hello, Madonna. I would like to know, what are your opinion on women's role in society today?
Oh, God, can you ask me a better question? What is my opinion on women's roles? Honestly, I don't separate how men should behave and how women should behave. I think everyone should behave in a decent way, in a morally responsible way with a conscience. That's it. We should all be kind. Now you know I don't.
Hi, my name is Anja Petersen from Denmark, altså damerne. I would like, when you're talking about painting that you would like to paint, you seem to be very fascinated by Frida Kahlo and Tamara de Limpica. What is fascinating in those persons, and what do you admire in female artists in general?
Once again, I admire just as many male artists. I mean, I don't separate people by their gender when it comes to admiration. Frida Kahlo and Tamara de Limpica are 2 very different painters. Frida only did self-portraits, really, and I admire her courage in all of her paintings. She's really just revealed so much about herself, and she was a surrealist. And there was a lot of suffering and pain in her paintings, which I could relate to. Tamara de Limpica's paintings are more in the Cubist style of painting, and they're just really beautiful and kind of stunning. I think that, I mean, she painted beautiful paintings. Frida Kahlo did not. So they're very different, but I appreciate both of them.
Do you ever get time to listen to music just for leisure? And in that case, what's in your CD player right now?
Let's see. I just listened to a group called First Light, which is on Virgin Records. And, I listen to all kinds of things.
Working. Hi, I'm Tero Paloniemi from Finland and Star Pages, and this Power of Goodbye is your 4th single release. And I read somewhere that William Orbit, he thinks that it would be great if there would be a whole remix of Ray of Light done by Aphex Twin and Chemical Brothers. Will there be one? The whole album?
We've discussed it, but the thing is, I'm kind of bored with the idea of going back into the studio and working on those songs again. I'd rather work on new songs. But at the time when we were working on the record, there were so many versions of each song that we thought, we said to ourselves, well, we could put out a whole other record and it would sound completely different, but it would be all the same songs. But, William has since gone off to do lots of other things, and so have I, and it would be difficult to coordinate our schedules. So...
Hi, Petra Wangler, Swedish National TV and Radio. What's happening with the 2 divisions of Maverick, Mad Guy Television and Mad Guy Films? Any future plans?
Yes, we have a couple of films that are in production right now, and a television show that's in production, but we're still really in the beginning stages because we focused so much on the record company. We're making a movie that's based on a book called Going Down by Jennifer Bell. It's directed by a first-time filmmaker called Christina Booth. And that's it.
Hello, I'm Anne Bennanen from Finland. What is the biggest, longest time you can be without your daughter, seeing her?
24 hours.
She travels with you all the time?
Yes.
I guess you're kind of rich. Do you ever look at price tags?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I still get outraged.
Another question. You're working in acting in 2 films. Is that correct? Chicago with Goldie Hawn? Or have you finished that?
No. That hasn't even started. That movie's kind of gone down the road of indecision right now, and I'm currently getting ready to do a different movie.
And that is?
That's called The Next Best Thing.
Have you been missing filming?
Have I been missing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to make a movie.
From Denmark. You've proven to my generation of women that women can do everything just as good and even better than men. But what about parenthood? How much contact is your daughter going to have with her father, and how big a role is he going to play in her upbringing?
A very big role. She sees her father on a regular basis, and he's very involved in her life. And I hope that always continues.
Hello, I'm Charlotte from Freedom magazine in Sweden. Do you still play Truth or Dare with your friends?
No.
Okay. Do you think it's possible for you to make real friends with you right now in the position that you are?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
What lullaby do you sing for your daughter?
Well, we sing all kinds of lullabies, but really standard traditional lullabies. Do you know American lullabies?
A few.
Yeah.
Not many.
Do you know Hush Little Baby?
Yes. I know that one.
Don't Say a Word. That one?
No, not
No? Okay. I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, please, come on.
No. It's too embarrassing.
If this was your last day on Earth, what would you use it for?
I wouldn't be doing a press conference.
Is it possible for your fans to get to know you through your lyrics, do you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In what ways?
Well, I think that the lyrics are a real... They come from my heart, and they come from my soul, and they are a real reflection of me. So, like that.
To a show on TV3. I have a very strong hangover as well.
Do you have a hangover?
Don't you?
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. I was wondering...
What were you drinking?
Only bad stuff.
What? There's no such thing as good stuff, so what were you drinking?
I can't recollect really.
Really? That bad?
That bad, yeah.
I didn't drink that much. I only had 2 vodka tonics.
Oh, you're a good girl then.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, when you're extremely bored, what makes you truly happy? How do you get your kicks out of life?
When I'm extremely bored. I'm never extremely bored.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. But how do you get your kicks, besides music and your daughter? And...
I just really like normal things that everybody else does. I like to go out and have fun with my friends and watch movies and eat bad food and make fun of people.
Thanks.
Hi, Linda, TV3 News. I have another simple question. What will you do tonight and after this press conference?
I hope I'm going to have a drink with Jonas Auckland.
Where are you going tonight?
I'm not telling.
Hi, I'm Agne from Latvian National TV. And one question, you all the time change your style. And who is your fashion designer now? And the second question, what's your favorite color?
I don't have one fashion designer. I wear lots of different clothes by lots of people. I'm wearing Gucci right now, but I wear everything. Dolce & Gabbana, Gaultier, Alexander McQueen, John Galliano, Yohji Yamamoto, you name it, I wear it. And my favorite color is lavender.
I'd like to know what was your first impression about Jonas Auckland?
Of who?
Jonas Auckland.
He's very shy, doesn't say much. And in the beginning I just thought that maybe he didn't speak. But then I got to know him, and he's actually quite crazy.
Is it true that you fell asleep on your couch?
In my house? Probably. I probably made him wait for a really long time, and he fell asleep. He never slept in front of me.
So you said that you want to do normal things when you're home. Ever get the chance to watch Ally McBeal?
No, I don't watch television, really.
How come?
Because I think it kills your imagination.
Yegor Yerhamovich Rigoletia, what makes you happy nowadays, and what hurts you most now?
What makes me happy? Playing silly games with my daughter, making her laugh, spending time with my friends, being able to travel around Europe and see great architecture and beautiful art. But what hurts me? Oh dear. Can I come back to that question?
Are there any parts from your past that you don't want your daughter to know about?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Not from the book Sex?
No, I'm sure. I've thought about it. I'm sure.
Hello, I'm Sim from Estonia. Is it still exciting to win awards?
Yes. Very.
I would like to ask you if you think my hairstyle is out of fashion.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah?
Yeah. But where's my hair? Is Luigi here? Where's Luigi? Kiko, stand up. Stand up! He does my hair. Kiko, do you want to have a moment with her afterwards?
Romy, Estonia, who of young pop acts, both female and male, do you think have the biggest future?
Well, I think Alanis Morissette has a very long future. She's a great songwriter, and I can see she's got a future. She's got a lot in her left. I tend to think that solo artists have longer futures than groups, because groups tend to break up eventually. But, jeez, that's a tough one. I've got to think about that question. Okay?
Anthony, Latvia National TV, how do you see yourself when you will be 80 years old lady?
I don't. I have no vision of myself, but I'm sure I'll be very well dressed.
Hi, I'm Aigi from Estonia. Has your voice ever limited fulfilling your professional dreams?
My voice?
Yes.
No.
How would you describe a perfect day for you?
I would wake up feeling incredibly refreshed after 8 hours of sleep, uninterrupted, and then I would have the perfect yoga session where nothing would hurt, and then I would have the entire day free to do whatever I wanted, no work.
Have you ever thought about stop singing?
No.
Right, Denmark, Czech Magazine. What are you most proud of in your career, and what are you most proud of about yourself?
I'm most proud of my most current album and the movie Evita in terms of my career professionally, and I'm the most proud of my daughter in terms of personal.
Why are you most proud of Evita and Ray of Light?
Because I think I really did my best work, and you know, it takes years to get good at something.
Speaking about the Clinton-Levinsky business, who was...
The who?
the Clinton-Lewinsky business. Yeah. Who do you consider was using who? Was Monica Lewinsky using Bill Clinton or Bill Clinton using Monica Lewinsky?
When it comes to relationships, you know, it's hard to say who uses who. Obviously, they both got something out of the situation, so it would be ridiculous to say one person was using one over the other. But since I wasn't there and I don't know them, there's no way I could judge them.
Okay. 2 more questions.
Anja Petersen from Denmark. What is it in you that makes you want to go on, to keep on doing what you're doing? Because you could withdraw and leave in peace and quietness.
Because I love what I do.
Do you feel a responsibility as an artist to the world?
No, I feel a sense of responsibility as an artist to myself.
Hello, I'm Gert Grejstrand Fylking and I work for television here in Sweden. First of all, I'd like to thank you for coming here and make it all so nice for us. You know, we have a very cold winter in front of us and we will all keep this as a huge and warm memory. My question is, when you're out in the car, do you drive yourself?
It depends on which city I'm in.
Like
in Los
Hollywood?
Angeles, in Hollywood, I drive myself. In New York, I don't.
Do you, like many stars, that they get afraid of America and the situation, for instance, in LA? Have you planned to move with your daughters to some other country, Sweden maybe?
I'm thinking of living in London, but I'm not afraid of any city in America. I feel very safe.
Beside Elvis, who was your greatest idol when you were a child?
Besides Elvis, let me see. My greatest idol was my Russian history teacher.
Thank you, Madonna. And welcome back.
Thank you.
But you leave a bitter taste. If you want me around, stop bringing me down. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Allora, Madonna, bentornata in Italia, benvenuta a Domenica Inn. Sentite, ci sono delle grida fuori dalla finestra, sono i suoi fans che stanno assediando il teatro Ariston poco prima della sua esibizione, e tanto pubblico che vuole bene a Madonna, che vuole celebrarla. Allora, Madonna edizione 1998, ancora un grande cambiamento, anzi una vera e propria metamorfosi. In questo suo nuovo disco, Ray of Light, Raggio di luce, ci troviamo di fronte a una Madonna spirituale, illuminata, come lei stesso ha detto, da una luce interiore. Il raggio di luce che è entrato a far parte della sua vita ha un nome?
It's happiness.
È la felicità.
It's, my daughter.
È mia figlia.
Just and sort of a kind of a rebirth, like a newfound
È come un
happiness in
fiume,
life,
come
really.
aver trovato una nuova felicità nella vita.
Vedo che ha le mani tatuate come nel video di Frozen. Che cosa rappresentano?
It's not permanent. It's not permanent.
Non è un tatuaggio permanente, però.
E che cosa rappresenta?
This is traditionally a ritual of love.
Per tradizione è un rituale d'amore perché porta l'amore e la fortuna nella vita della persona.
This is a symbol of
E
peace
questo
on
è il
my
simbolo
hand.
di pace, questo che ho sulla mano. Simbolo di pace.
It means home.
Vuol dire casa.
Bellissimo. Ecco, lei ha dichiarato che in questo disco per la prima volta è riuscita a uscire da se stessa e ad osservare il mondo da una prospettiva diversa. Da questo nuovo punto di osservazione ha rivisto anche il suo passato?
Potrei
dire che il mio album è, diciamo, un riflesso riflette il mio fatto di guardare indietro, il mio passato, però avendo gli occhi posti sul futuro.
In Ray of Light lei dice: mi guardo indietro e vedo di aver vissuto una vita da egoista. È solo il verso di una canzone o è un pezzo di una autocritica coraggiosa?
It's both. Entrambe le cose, direi.
C'è un capolavoro, un piccolo capolavoro che apre questo album, si chiama Drowned World, My Substitute for Love. Una delle sue ballate, una di quelle ballate che lasciano il segno, intima, delicata, che tocca subito le corde del cuore. Lei in questa canzone dice: tutto era diventato un gioco stupido, alcune cose non si possono comprare. A cosa si riferiva?
La canzone riguarda il mio rapporto con la fama. E alla fine, in fin dei conti, la fama non è un sostituto dell'amore, non sostituisce l'amore e non sostituisce neanche un rapporto intimo con le persone.
Ecco, i testi delle sue canzoni sono, credo, suoi quasi al 100%. Dove trova l'ispirazione di scriverli e come se li appunta?
Io traggo ispirazione dalla vita di ogni giorno, dai libri che leggo, dagli articoli che leggo nei giornali, dal fatto di guardare le persone che camminano per strada, i rapporti che ho, intrattengo con le persone, guardando mia figlia. Tutto quello che avviene nella vita è per me fonte di ispirazione.
Erano 4 anni che non usciva un suo disco, diciamo così, originale. In questi 4 anni è cambiata molto. È cambiata molto e naturalmente credo che sia contato il fatto di diventare madre. Che tipo di madre è per Lourdes Maria?
Un insieme di una madre molto rigida ma anche molto tollerante, molto indulgente.
Ma è vero che le ha proibito di vedere la televisione?
Sì.
E perché?
Perché penso che a volte, diciamo, preferirei che lei imparasse ad essere creativa in altri modi, perché molte volte i bambini quando guardano la televisione diventano degli osservatori passivi della vita, piuttosto che essere creativi e sviluppare la loro creatività. Preferisco che lei legga libri o che abbia dei rapporti con le persone.
Come se fosse una bambina di altri tempi.
Sì.
E quanto tempo riesce a passare con lei?
Adesso ovviamente non sono con lei, però ogni volta che non lavoro sto sempre con lei, ogni giorno.
Insomma, cerca di non sacrificarlo questo rapporto con sua figlia in tutte le maniere?
No, perché mia figlia viene sempre per prima, sempre.
E lei di recente si è trasferita a Londra, credo abbia anche comprato case e...
No. It's no vero.
It's not vero. Solo per lavorare?
No, I've talked about living in London, but I do not live in London.
Ho detto che ci stavo pensando il fatto di andare a vivere a Londra, però non l'ho fatto.
Pensavo si volesse riavvicinare un po' alla sua madre patria, che fa parte dell'Europa, no? In fondo ha origini italiane nel suo sangue.
È
vero, però mia figlia non parla italiano e quindi potrebbe essere un pochino difficile per lei, sebbene mi piacerebbe che parlasse italiano.
Senta, ma non li ha incontrati parenti italiani? A Pacentro, magari da Pacentro le ha mandato qualche telegramma di felicitazione?
Sì, sono in contatto con i miei parenti. So che ovviamente voglio che mia figlia conosca l'Italia, il fatto è che magari, certo, se vivessi a Londra lei potrebbe venire più facilmente qui.
È presto poi forse per fargliela vedere l'Italia, magari ci sarà tempo più in là.
Ok.
Madonna, senta, lei nella vita è riuscita a fare tutto quello che aveva in mente di fare?
No.
No.
I don't sleep enough.
No, non dormo a sufficienza.
Ma riguardo agli obiettivi che ci si prefiggono, ne ha già raggiunti abbastanza e ne ha già di pronti?
No, I'm only at the beginning.
No, io sono sempre all'inizio, per quanto riguarda i sogni, gli obiettivi, gli scopi della vita. Sono veramente una bambina piccolissima, ho appena cominciato a vivere.
Senta, ma ogni volta che raggiunge un successo, riesce a goderlo, a essere soddisfatta oppure pensa già all'impegno successivo?
But you're talking about attaining material goals.
Parlando di fatto di raggiungere cose materiali, invece io sono interessata agli obiettivi spirituali, agli obiettivi emotivi, della vita emotiva, sono queste le cose che mi interessano. E la differenza tra come sono adesso e come ero prima è che adesso io mi godo la vita più nello stato attuale, vivo più il momento e senza pensare molto a quello che farò nel futuro.
Madonna, lei ha grande carisma, un talento che le è riconosciuto da tutti e una forte determinazione. Ritiene di essere stata anche un po' fortunata?
No, there's no such thing as luck.
No, non credo che esista qualcosa che si possa chiamare fortuna.
Everything that happens is meant to happen.
Tutto quello che deve succedere è destinato a succedere.
Senta, lei oggi appare come una donna serena e matura, un po' lontana dall'immagine di pop star trasgressiva e aggressiva anche di ieri. È l'effetto del compleanno che avverrà il 16 di agosto?
I don't think it has anything to do with my
No,
age.
non penso che questo abbia a che fare con la mia età, penso che piuttosto abbia a che fare con il fatto che io sono una madre e con tutte le esperienze che ho fatto fino a qui mi hanno portata a questo. Adesso mi permettono di guardare la vita con altri occhi.
Le sue tournée sono da sempre un evento che sorprende e stupisce. Lasciano il segno, ci ricordiamo quelle che ha fatto in Italia quando è venuta a trovarci. Dobbiamo prepararci a un Ray of Light Tour che passi anche per l'Italia?
Maybe.
Forse.
I don't know.
Non lo so.
No, adesso non lo sa.
Non lo so.
Benissimo, finalmente una parola in italiano è scappata fuori. Allora, Madonna, Evita è stato un passo molto importante della sua carriera, un ruolo che ha inseguito per molti anni e che è costato forse molti sacrifici.
Sì,
però le cose migliori della vita si hanno sempre attraverso dei sacrifici.
Mi ha dato grandi soddisfazioni e credo che all'orizzonte ci sia una nuova esperienza cinematografica. Si chiama Chicago.
È un altro musical e si basa su una storia vera di due donne negli anni 1920, che hanno ucciso il loro amante e sono andate in prigione e sono diventate estremamente famose proprio per questo reato che hanno commesso, e la storia racconta di come poi sono riuscite a far cambiare l'opinione pubblica e vengono liberate, escono di prigione perché sono diventate, diciamo, le beniamine del pubblico, ed è effettivamente una dichiarazione sulla celebrità, un'affermazione sulla fama, ed è anche un film molto cinico.
E le è piaciuto farlo, naturalmente?
Do I like the story? Yes.
Se mi piace la storia è veramente interessante, è una black comedy.
Una black comedy. Madonna, lei era già stata a Sanremo 3 anni fa, presentò Take a Bow, anche allora arrivò, cantò e subito...
That was 3 years ago?
3 anni fa?
I thought it was 2 years ago.
Il tempo vola, era 3 anni fa. E se ne
Time flies.
Time flies very much. E se ne andò di corsa. Perché non si ferma un po' qui in Italia? Qui si sta bene, qui a Sanremo c'è la pasta, c'è il pesto che a lei piace tanto, c'è anche l'aria buona che va bene anche per la sua bambina.
Well, because I didn't make enough time to relax.
No, perché non ho molto tempo per riposarmi, ed è quello che voglio fare più spesso adesso. Queste sono le mie intenzioni.
Va bene. Le voglio dire che sono stato molto orgoglioso di averla oggi qui a Domenica Inn.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Anche io.
Un saluto agli amici italiani da Madonna.
Ciao Italia.
Grazie.
Ok, prego. Thanks, time to go to work now.
Nova York, final do verão. A minha convidada e eu estamos no moderno restaurante que ela mesma escolheu. O maior símbolo da cultura pop americana da atualidade completou 40 anos com um corpinho de 20. É mãe de Lourdes Maria, a quem chama carinhosamente de Lola. Um fenômeno que se mantém na onda há 15 anos, foi recentemente indicada para 9 dos mais importantes prêmios da MTV americana. Isso por seu último disco, que dizem é seu melhor até hoje, Ray of Light. De frente comigo, Madonna, Louise, Verônica, Ciccone. You've chosen, yourself, chosen one of your names, Veronica. Why? Who is your Veronica? When did she come?
What do you mean I've chosen it?
You're chosen. I read that you were...
confirmation thing.
Yes.
Yes, because when you have a confirmation, you get to choose your name.
Oh, really?
And you have to choose from, they have to be the names of saints or people in the Bible. So I chose Veronica because she wiped the face of Jesus as he was going to be crucified. And I thought that was very dramatic. So.
Are you going to work with something about Veronica? You were going to make
I was thinking of doing a remix album called Veronica Electronica. As an alter ego, which is very goth.
Do you still have this idea or not?
Well, yes, but I'm going to need to enlist the services of William Orbit, who is currently working on someone else's record, so maybe down the line.
You are a very bold woman. You've never been bashful to try new roles. Which of them gave you the greatest pleasure? Which has taught you most?
New roles, you mean in movies?
Yes, you have been lots of women. I think so. I've been observing you for so long.
Well, I guess I've been just trying to figure out who I am and changing and growing, and I think I like who I am now the best.
The best now?
Yeah.
But do you have nice memories of many of your roles? Which part of your life did you enjoy the most?
Now.
Now? Definitely. And does it have been to with that's because of your maternity, do you think so?
Well, because I don't want to live in the past. I mean, I can appreciate all times in my life, but I like who I am now the best because I'm smarter now than I used to be, and I'm more fulfilled as a human being. And obviously, I mean, I love being a mother, and so that has a lot to do with it.
You are the first megastar of the remarked global village, as told us Marshall McLuhan. You've come up and blossomed with satellites, video clips, mega shows, and internet. This is interactivity. You provoke, the public responds. Is it very difficult to always depend on everybody's approval?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
When you are an artist, you don't need the public approval?
Well, I think it helps to be popular because it means you're going to get another job as far as being an actress is concerned. But as a singer and a songwriter, I'm not sitting in the studio writing music hoping that I'm going to get people's approval. I can't think of that.
Well, but if they don't like one of your albums, you have a problem,
I've been
don't
through that.
you?
I've made records that people haven't liked. That's okay.
And what happened? To you, to yourself?
Life goes on. I mean, I have an audience of people that have been really faithfully my fans, and, you know, some records sell more than others. That's life. That's the fabric of life. I mean, you have to deal with that.
Yes, because I was going to tell you that you have also been a lot censored, prohibited, and criticized. When have you learned to deal with disaffection, or haven't you at all? You don't think about it?
When have I learned to deal with disaffection?
Yes.
With
the criticism, prohibition, and everything.
Well, after it happens a few times, and you know, you realize that you're still going to wake up the next day and life goes on, you learn to not take it so seriously, because, you know, being popular is great, but you can't get attached to the idea of being popular because it's not going to always be that way, especially if you're an artist and you're political or provocative or a pioneer in any way, shape, or form. You're not going to be popular all the time. So I think it's more important to look at the big picture and not get caught up in the details, you know. Oh, my movie's a big hit. Oh, that means that I'm a great person. Oh, my movie's not. I mean, you can't get attached to those things. I mean, everyone wants to be successful, but it's more important to be a happy person and to be a good person. So.
Fazer uma pausa comercial, eu gostaria de mostrar uma opinião da feminista e pensadora americana Camille Paglia, que já foi fã da Madonna, mas depois a criticou. Camille Paglia é uma pessoa polêmica que assume sua homossexualidade e defende um novo tipo de feminismo. Eu fiz essa entrevista pelo canal GNT, na Globosat. Veja depois o que a Madonna pensa da Camille Paglia.
I ask you a very personal question. Did you get laid with Madonna because you had such such a romanticized relationship? You loved her and she loved you. Suddenly she was saying terrible things about you and vice versa. Was not an after show this?
I've never met Madonna. Okay, Madonna.
Oh, really?
Madonna. All the media has tried to get me together with Madonna. Every possible thing. We've had major magazines. Esquire magazine has tried to bring us together. HBO, the cable channels, tried to bring us together. She's refused to have anything to do with me. No, but that's not my attitude anyway. I have a very, I have the attitude of a devotee toward the great stars. They are like goddesses to me, and I am like a priest.
Camille Paglia some years ago, and after telling me that you represented the future of feminism, she said she was disappointed because you conceded to marketing. When was she right?
She was disappointed because I what?
You conceded to marketing, she said that.
Conceded to
marketing? Yes. She thought at the very beginning that you were really the future of feminism. And then she thought that you were pretending or making yourself for the marketing, that's what she meant. And so now I am asking you...
I think she was upset with me because I didn't do an interview with her.
That was the problem?
I think so.
She can be very nasty.
Yes, she can. But unhappy people are nasty people.
If you're ready for rise of love.
Primeira entrevista de Madonna para uma jornalista da televisão brasileira. Neste bloco, Madonna fala da mudança de material girl para mulher espiritual.
You waste your time with hate and regret. You're broken when your heart's not open.
You've always had a finger on religiosity, even if it was only as an affront. Not anymore. Now it seems to me you are really immersed in religiosity, as if the material girl had turned into the spiritual girl. Did you imagine that this would happen one day, or expected for it?
Well, I can't see into the future, and I can't say that 10 years ago I knew that I would arrive at the place that I'm at. But when people coined the phrase material girl, that was, I mean, the actual song itself was meant to be ironic, not to be taken in a literal way. And I'm the farthest thing from being a materialistic person, and I've never been a materialistic person, so I was always amused that that was my, amused and irritated that that was my title. And I think I've always been searching for my own spirituality, and I mean, with age and experience and, you know, the places that life has taken me, I think that I have a better idea of what my spirituality is.
Which ray of light fell over you and generated an album? Was it a moment, a fact, a signal, a signal? What was it?
It's all of those things. I mean, what inspired the record, is that what you're asking me?
Yes, but especially
everything.
The ray of light.
But having a child, and just really being able to, I mean, surviving the entertainment business and accomplish...
Is it hard to survive two
I think it's hard, period, to survive. I think that it's hard to survive and be and to maintain innocence and joy and to always be hungry for things. I mean, it's hard to not become cynical in the world that we live in. And I think we live in a very judgmental society. And it's hard to separate yourself from that and not get caught up in also being a judgmental person, judgmental of yourself, judgmental of other people. So I think Ray of Light was kind of like my way of celebrating having survived everything that I'd gone through and coming out on the other side of it and still feeling hopeful about life.
This is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a special moment.
Yes, it is.
This ray of light, you transform your music and get closer to the other side of Earth. Is that really so? East stays with the spirit, while West realizes itself in the material?
So what are you asking me?
Well, I'm asking you, when you did this, you became more involved with the East culture than the West.
Eastern philosophy.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. East is for spirit and West is for material, and that's it?
No, I don't think that the line gets drawn that hard. I mean, I think there are a lot of really incredibly spiritually enlightened people that live in the material world. I mean, I live in the material world. You can be a spiritual person and like to go shopping at Prada. I mean, you just can't get attached to things.
Do you?
Yes, absolutely.
And then, did you finish this?
And then what?
Talking about spirituality and materialism.
I think that you can choose all different kinds of spiritual life. You can go and live in a monastery in Tibet and you can meditate 24 hours a day. That's one way to be spiritual. You can give up all of the material part of your life and you can do, you know, what Mother Teresa did, you know, and just your whole life is devoted to the service of other people. You can also live in the world, in the modern world, and hopefully, you know, help make the world a better place in your own way. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to be spiritual.
Your body is still very, very pretty, just less muscled.
Oh, thank you.
You've changed it into yoga. Why? Yoga. You are practicing yoga,
yes.
aren't you? Yes. That's why I told you I think you have a very nice figure. So, why did you change from weights and lots of muscles to yoga?
Well, lots of reasons. I mean, I've been working out like a maniac and running and going to the gym, and I did that for years, and I just, after I had a baby, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I like yoga because yoga isn't about, I mean, your body changes as a result of doing yoga, but yoga is much more for your mind and your soul than it is for your body. Because it addresses all areas of life. It's not just about what you look like on the outside, it's how you feel. And you know, the poses that you do during yoga are not the most important thing. The most important thing is your attitude about life. You know, having compassion for other people, not judging other people, not being attached to material things. That's really the essence of yoga.
You have learned Sanskrit, one of the most ancient languages of India, in order to record one of your songs, Shanti.
Yeah.
Could you sing me a mantra?
Could I what?
Could you sing me a mantra? Because according to what I've heard, this song is based on one.
It's a prayer.
Prayer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a mantra is the name, isn't it?
Oh.
When you repeat one sound, it's like a prayer.
I could say a line from the song, but a mantra is, you know, everyone has a different mantra. You could, you know, Prada could be your mantra. I'm sorry to keep bringing that up, but I mean, whatever is important to you is your mantra, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but, me, by myself, I pray every night, one part of a prayer, a very Catholic one. And I don't know if I believe in it or if it's just a mantra for sleeping, if you know what I mean. That's what you mean too?
It can be. I mean, a mantra could be a prayer. It could be of a spiritual nature. It could be of a non-spiritual nature. I think it's a very personal thing.
The other day, during an interview, you declared that when you feel sad, you listen to Portuguese music. Is it true? What music?
Well, as I certainly have a lot in the past. In fact, when I was giving birth, I was listening to Cesária Évora.
Cesária Évora, from Cabo Verde.
Yeah,
she's beautiful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you also said you listen to Brazilian music. Is it true? Which one?
João Gilberto and Astrid Gilberto.
Yes, João Gilberto and Astrid Gilberto.
Yeah.
How do you like them?
I love them.
Brasil, meu Brasil brasileiro, mulato insoneiro, vou cantar-te nos meus versos. Brasil, samba que dá bamboleio, que faz gingar, o Brasil do meu amor, terra de nosso Senhor.
No próximo bloco, Madonna fala sobre o significado, ou sobre a falta de significado, de ter 40 anos de idade.
In their life, but I know too well that to realize that you want to do something and then to actually get there, it's two different things. You can make the effort, you can have the desire, but it's not enough. You need something more.
De volta e de frente com Madonna. Neste bloco, a cantora americana de origem italiana fala sobre sua vontade de ser atriz. E é aqui, neste momento, que começam as perguntas pessoais e que Madonna começa a escapar. Seria autodefesa? Confira. What represents getting to the 40s? Is it just a number or much more than this? I mean, when you become 40, you become for the others because of the sound of the number, or is more than that? Do you know what I mean?
No.
I'll try again. I'm 50, and it sounds terrible, the sound of the number. I don't feel like. I'm asking you if being 40 is just a sound of a number.
It is a number.
Yeah? And you don't feel like 40? That's what I'm asking.
No, I don't. But I don't know. I guess I'm 40. I must feel like it. I feel good. If 40 is good, then 40 is cool.
Did you get something for you and lost other things when you became 40 or not?
Well, soon I'll be able to get that senior citizen half price at the movie theater, so I guess I'll be gaining.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
What did I lose? I haven't lost anything. I feel better now than I did when I was 20. Yuck, I don't want to be 20 again for nothing.
Why not?
Because I was so stupid. I dress better now, too, so.
I'm Italian-Brazilian, and I know exactly what this means. You are Italian-American. What does this mean? Being Italian-American. What does this mean? What does it mean, this blend?
Well, it means I'm allowed to lose my temper.
I don't know. I don't know you.
Italians are, they're very, traditionally, they're very dramatic people.
I am.
Passionate.
Sure.
So, and I am, but I'm American too.
And then?
Which means I'm forward-thinking. So? So, I am who I am. I am what I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
You've grown up without a mother. She died when you were 5 years old. Did this event have any influence on you, on the mother you have become or not?
Well, I think if you grow up without a parent, I think you place a lot of importance on being a good parent, being the parent you never had. I think you try harder, maybe, perhaps.
At the same time, you don't have an image to copy, if you know what I mean.
That's okay. I don't need to
Didn't
copy.
need it?
No.
How do you deal with the family as an institution? For instance, your father is alive. Do you have contacts like with cousins, brothers, sisters?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
And so, what is a family? What does it mean for you?
What it means for everybody, you know. We get together, we have dinner, we play with each other's children, we exchange advice, we tell stories. I mean, it's normal, like everyone else.
Well, probably I'm asking because I don't care about these. I don't care exactly about family. I think that family you choose. You can choose from your friends. So these will be kind of brother
Well,
and sister.
there are members of my family that I consider my friends, and there are friends that I consider my family. So my family consists of both of those things.
Do you intend to have another baby? Is it true?
Is what true?
Well, I read, I don't know, somewhere, that you were intending to have another baby.
I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I'd like to, but, you know, I don't know. I can't predict that future either.
To you, what represents being an actress? Is it really important?
Well, I love the medium of, I love film, I love the cinema, and I think that when you find the right part to do and you're working with a really great director, I think it's a really exciting experience. So, and I enjoy it.
And how is it being an actress? What's the feeling exactly?
It's a combination of things. It's the feeling of kind of transforming yourself into someone else, but it's also about revealing some small truth of your own self. I mean, it's like a weird synergy. You're someone else, but you're also yourself. It's interesting.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, here, use this. Go ahead, come on. You're gonna do a thing like that, do it when you're sober.
You invested everything you could on Evita. Did the result fulfill your expectations?
Yes.
Heron has resigned from the army, and this we avow. The descamisados are those he is marching with now.
That takes me to fashion. Your film promoted the recall of the Dior's style. You and fashion walk together. Prada, Gaultier, Dolce & Gabbana, Versace have always been connected to you, to your shows.
Mm.
Is fashion a priority in your life?
Absolutely.
And why?
Because I love clothes, and I think clothes and the way you dress is a great way to express yourself.
Would you describe yourself as through the way you dress you up?
I dress my moods. Sometimes I'm feeling very feminine and very sexy. Sometimes I'm feeling very masculine and wear suits or dress like a boy or whatever. I mean, that's the great thing about clothes. You know, you can keep changing as your mood changes.
Being brunette, after so many years of blondness.
It's a liberating experience because I don't have any roots that I have to dye. So.
Stage has always been described as a sacred place in a magical moment. What's your translation for stage? Could you describe me the moment when you step in it?
You mean as a performer,
Yes,
singer?
Yes, or whatever.
Well, I think there's something about the theater that is more magical than anything I could imagine. Just the spontaneity of being in the moment, of dealing with the energy of a live audience. There's a kind of excitement in the air that you can't describe, that you can't experience in anything else in life.
Do you have a ritual before getting in it? Are you superstitious? Kind of ritual.
Ritual.
Yeah, do you have it?
Yeah, I pray, do breathing exercises, stuff like that, yeah.
And if you don't feel ready to go, that's it?
Exactly.
There's a lot of money, a lot of production, promotion, and audience involved in shows with mega stars like you. Would you be able to perform a pocket show, or is mega stardom a one-way road?
Yes and no.
So please don't be so monosyllabic.
Okay. Sorry, I've been hanging around 2-year-olds too much. Well, I think I could perform in any kind of environment, small, intimate, or large spectacle. I'm comfortable with both and anything in between. And I think just because you're a megastar doesn't mean that you can't have that experience. You can't have an intimate experience.
Volta e de frente com Madonna, que há alguns anos lançou este livro, vai brilhar aí, Sex, e provocou polêmica por todas as partes do mundo. Não posso mostrar as outras fotos. Mostro algumas. Em alguns lugares, o livro foi proibido. Madonna, que começou a sua carreira de atriz num filme pornô chamado Um Certo Sacrifício, agora evita tocar no assunto. Eu gostaria que vocês percebessem que, ao tocar em sua autopropalada bissexualidade, uma assessora de imprensa pede, dá um grito lá atrás, para que eu faça outra pergunta. Com vocês, Madonna. Sex and Madonna, the world has been trained to associate one issue to other. Now we've come up sweeter and discreet. Has your sexuality also changed?
No.
Just the appearance of it?
I'm just not talking about it.
What do you mean?
I'm still interested in sex. I'm just not talking about it.
That's it. So just appearance changed?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yep.
You declared that your sexual life has begun by the age of 14. After Lourdes Maria, do you think this could be one concern of yours, if you know what I'm talking about?
About losing your virginity?
Yes, I'm talking about maternity and childhood and your daughter and your feelings about your life and sexual life after Lourdes Maria.
Well, even though I lost my virginity at a very young age, I was madly in love with my boyfriend, and he'd been together for a while, so it wasn't a tragic experience for me. So, you know, I want, you know, my daughter to be educated and know what she's doing. I don't encourage, you know, sex for the sake of sex. I think that you have to be ready for it, and I think it's important that love is there and caring.
You have loved men and women. Is it very different? What is the best and the worst in each one of them?
Well, the best and the worst, I mean, I don't differentiate. I mean, I don't know what you're asking me.
Politics and sex. You admitted being a Democrat supporter.
Yeah.
They would be more connected to the artist. Today, Justice is accusing the Democrat symbol, President Clinton. How do you analyze this moment?
You mean about what's happening with I think it's ridiculous. It's an outrage. It's just a waste of everybody's time. Stupid.
Still now, when he declared he was lying before?
Who cares? I mean, there's so many more important things going on in the world. It doesn't interest me.
Obstructing justice is not important?
How do we know he did that?
Well,
it's all speculation. I think it doesn't change whether, it does not influence whether he's a good president or not.
Non-authorized biographies, do you read yours?
I try not to.
Why not?
Because they're so stupid.
Could be funny also, huh?
Not really.
What is truth to you?
Truth?
Yes.
What is truth?
Would you define it?
I don't know how I can define truth. Fearlessness.
Is there any place where you like to hang around and where you are able to act naturally and with freedom?
Yeah, and with my friends and my family. Anywhere they are.
At home?
Yeah.
Generally?
At home or visiting my friends, yeah.
Last question.
Just one second.
Oh, there's only one question.
May I put you a ping pong, the Oscar, do you want it?
Who doesn't?
A wedding, do you want it?
A wedding?
Yes.
Maybe.
A dream, do you still have it?
Many.
An idol, do you have it?
An idol? No.
Why not?
Why?
What is that you can't stand?
Thoughtlessness.
Prejudice, which is yours?
Which is my prejudice? Cowboy boots.
Why?
Because I just immediately have a bad feeling about someone that wears them.
The future, how is it?
Good.
I pray when?
Always.
My home is in?
My heart.
New Year's Eve in 2000 will be?
A blast.
Madonna on Madonna.
What?
Madonna on Madonna.
Madonna squared?
I don't know. I don't know. Would you define yourself?
I don't want to.
Why not?
No, I don't want to. It's not good to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Ask other people about me.
Thank you very much for an interview.
You're welcome.
Aqui chega ao fim minha entrevista com Madonna. Eu devo confessar que não foi das que mais me agradaram. Uma experiência, eu diria, diferente. Não é do meu feitio analisar entrevistados, mas eu vou abrir uma exceção, pois eu sei da curiosidade de todo mundo sobre o fenômeno Madonna. Andaram me ligando, amigos, perguntando como é que ela é pessoalmente, é simpática, é distante. Gente que eu não conheço e que leu a notícia me perguntou, é inteligente, vive na autodefesa, como é que é? Sem querer julgá-la, dá para dizer que a Madonna tem um eterno tom blasé, confirmado pelo seu enorme staff. Aliás, ela só se movimenta carregando um time de pelo menos 17 pessoas, além da sua filha, Lourdes Maria, Gracinha, que chegou ao restaurante assim que terminou a nossa entrevista. A Madonna não permite fotografias e o câmera, dois aliás, indicados por ela, não fazem nenhum close do seu rosto, ou seja, não fecham, não chegam perto ou de qualquer parte do seu corpo. Foi uma experiência não muito fácil, foi, eu diria, difícil para quem já estava acostumado a entrevistas com políticos internacionais ou mesmo com estrelas pop internacionais, e a impressão que ficou é que ela se cansa rápido ao dar uma entrevista ou que não quer refletir sobre nenhum assunto, mesmo os diretamente ligados ao seu trabalho. Eu me sinto livre de falar assim, porque ela já fez aquele filme Na Cama com Madonna para expor todas as opiniões que agora ela nega e diz não ter interesse. Enfim, eu espero que vocês estejam indo bem para a cama com Madonna e até a semana que vem com mais um De Frente com Gabi. Até lá!
Nothing takes the past away like the future. I truly believe that no matter what you've done in your life, you can always change where you are by, looking to the future and from that moment on, being a different person. I do think that the birth of my daughter was sort of a rebirth for me. It made me look at life in a completely new way, and it made me appreciate life in a way that I don't think I ever had before. Giving birth has affected me consciously, unconsciously, you name it, and I didn't realize that there was so much water imagery on the record until I got to the end of it. And, in thinking about it, it sort of makes sense, because working on the record was a cathartic experience for me and a healing experience. Giving birth to my daughter was a healing experience, and water is a healing element. There's also the baptismal metaphor of cleansing yourself, being reborn, so it makes complete sense that will sort of pop up again and again throughout the record. Lots of people ask me, what I would say to my daughter, what do I want to teach her? What's the most important thing to me? Why are we on this earth? We're on this earth to be happy, but we're not just on this earth to be happy, we're on this earth to make other people happy, to be good, to help, to, make the world a better place. And so I would try to impart that wisdom to her, but I think it starts with self-love and self-respect, because when you have that, then you respect others and you know how to love others, and honesty and not being afraid to tell the truth. That's really important too. I just feel like if you have that, you have everything. Every one of us is, was born into this life or put on this earth or came to this earth for a purpose. We all have a destiny to fulfill. And I would also, I think that's important to teach our children too, that, everyone has a destiny, everyone is the master of that destiny. Life doesn't happen to you. Life is something that you make happen for yourself.
A substitute for love.
Fame can be very disruptive. It can be like a drug, like it gives you the feeling that you're happy. It gives you the feeling that you're fulfilled. It gives you the feeling of self-importance, and it can distract you from what's really important in life. The song Drowned World definitely addresses that issue. The idea of fame is very seductive to people. A lot of people have the false impression that if you're famous, somehow you're going to feel this incredible sense of fulfillment and you're going to be truly loved and truly happy. And everyone who isn't famous thinks that's what happens to you when you're famous. But anyone who is famous could probably tell you that the opposite is true. In fact, if you aren't really truly fulfilled and you don't have intimacy in your life and you don't know how to love, then thousands of people adoring you actually makes you feel emptier. I love a lot of sort of techno music, but the thing about techno music is that you never think of it as being very emotional. So what I wanted to do was make it intimate, make it emotional, like sort of prove that it could be. And I was really looking forward to finally going into the studio and writing music that was my point of view, from my heart. I really didn't know who I wanted to produce the whole album. I knew what I wanted sound-wise, but it's hard. Working in the studio with somebody is like a marriage, and it's a chemistry. It first started with the writing process. So I wrote with Babyface, Pat Leonard, Rick Knowles, and William Orbit. When I first spoke to William and I told him I wanted to work with him, I basically was fishing for information because I hadn't heard what he'd been doing lately. So I said, why don't you send me some stats or tapes or whatever, stuff you've been working on. I just want to know where your head's at, pick your brain and stuff. So he sent me music, and I just flipped over it, and I said, oh my God, I've got to work with this guy now. So we started writing, and I mean, we wrote Drowned World in one day, and we hit it off really well, and I loved where he was coming from. And after we wrote about 5 songs together, I just said, you know what, I really like the sound of this, and this is what I want my record to sound like, and this is the person I want to work on it with. We had a ritual every night when we were making the record that we had to take breaks and have proper meals, because we worked around the clock, and it was very uncivilized. So, and for the most part, the engineer and William were sleeping every night in the studio, and it like smelled like a locker room in there. It was really disgusting. So we had this ritual that we had every day, and that is that we got out of the studio, we went into the dining room, we had a table that was very sort of formally set, candlelights, everyone had their name on a name card, and it, for like a half an hour we got out of the head of like making a record. But you can be sure that as soon as that 30 minutes was up, the whip was cracking. The beginning of my search and my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, but I would say what really kicked it into first gear was the impending birth of my daughter. I started asking myself so many questions, like what's important in life? What really matters in life? What am I going to teach my daughter? Why am I here? Why is she here? What, I just asked myself every elementary question you could ever ask yourself. I started studying the Kabbalah, and I started practicing yoga, and I started just kind of reading lots of different literature and it all sort of happened at once, and I don't think that there are any accidents. I think it happened to me for a reason. It happened to me like the teachers arrived because the student was ready. You could learn as much from Christianity as you can from Judaism, and there are threads that connect Judaism and Christianity and Buddhism and Hinduism and, you name it. I mean, the whole idea of karma and doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, or that everything you do comes back to you. I mean, that you pull in what you put out, or that, the law of cause and effect. I mean, there's so many similarities that link all of these thoughts, philosophies, spiritualities, religions together that, in the end, you have to say, well, there must be some universal truth here. I'm not going to sit here and describe personally what each song means to me, because I think that mystery is important too.
Your heart is not open, so I must go.
The power of goodbye is as much addressing my inability to say goodbye to people or end things that aren't good for me as it is just addressing the whole concept of letting go of anything, of walking away from things. It doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, and how hard it is, but how empowered you feel. In a way, it's sort of like taking your life back into your own hands. It sort of comes from the concept of if you love something, let it go. The way to keep something forever is to not fear losing it. As soon as fear comes into the picture, and I have to have this and I can't let it go, you've lost it. The song Shanti came from, well, it was inspired by the Sanskrit prayers that we chant before we do yoga. And basically, in Ashtanga yoga, it's something called satsang, and you chant Sanskrit. And the idea is that even if you don't understand the words, and you just learn them by memorizing them and hearing them, that the saying of the word, the vibration that occurs in your body from saying it, actually brings a feeling of bliss and happiness. So the saying of Sanskrit is as important as the prayer that you're saying, the meaning of it. This is like a sort of artistic license that I took on two Vedic prayers from the 13th century, and then sort of I threw in a bunch of stuff too. So some shaman is rolling in his grave right now.
My mother who haunts me, even though she's gone.
I think I've been struggling with my mother's death, coming to terms with my mother's death all my life, and I think that sort of cropped up in a lot of my writing. And I do think that when you grow up without a mother, I think the love that you get from a mother is the love you can't get anywhere else. It's a certain kind of love. You can get love from friends and lovers and fathers and children even, but there's something so primal and basic and nurturing about it. I've always sort of carried this feeling through my whole life that I missed something incredibly important. Now, having a baby and being able to love my daughter the way that I feel I missed out on has obviously had a really healing effect on me. So I feel that I have to come to terms with it. And so Mergirl is about my struggle, and not just coming to terms with my mother's death, but the idea of death.
I suffered fools so gladly.
I think I'm predominantly talking about fame in Drowned World, but you know, also other substitutions for love, whatever that may be. Drugs, sex, codependent relationships, you know, shoes, jewelry, whatever. You know, fame can become a substitute for love for a lot of people. Love, approval, whatever you want to call it. But in the end, that's not what it is at all, and that song really deals with that. In the song Frozen, every time that I say the word I'm talking to other people as much as myself, because I can personalize an experience, but I also feel like the idea that, you know, I think it's a universal idea that you cannot love unless your heart is open, and that holding on to hate and regret is a waste of time, a waste of energy.